We are not like them. I'll tell you what you and I are. We are good. Another word for God. We are Christ, Shiva, Krishna, Mithras, Osiris, Mary Magdalene, Tonantzin, the Virgin of Guadalupe. There's a Mayan warrior. That's why I'm living in the Mayan lands. This is Egypt. Maya is Egypt. I'm living in Egypt, the Egypt of the Americas. So the question, going back to, am I aware of that? I'm aware of every fucking thing that's going on. Everything. I don't talk about everything. I talk about more things than any other human in the history of history, but still there's other things that I could talk about, but that will just get a knock on the door and have my head blown off with a shotgun. If I say what I really want to say.
Kiwi from our Rumble channel says, "Hi Santos, there's a prophecy called Prophecy of Saint Archbishop Malachi. Pope Francis is in his 11th year and is the 87 years old. 7 years equals 87. 7 years, 47 equals time. Is the first Jesuit Pope and the last."
Yeah, Malachi means mal, evil, and ki or chi means energy, like Bonacci. Bonacci means good energy. Malachi means bad energy. They're the same, mal and bon. Well, really, the true complement of mal is ben, malefic, benefic, but bon is another derivation of it. So Bonacci means good energy. Malachi means bad energy. And it doesn't matter what this fucking Malachi says. It's irrelevant. Because whether this is the last pope or the second last pope, the papacy is doomed. By the way, there's not one pope. There are two popes. Okay? Pope, what was the one before? Ratzinger, the rat. It tells you, the names tell you, right? Ratzinger, he is still a pope. He's still pulling the strings.
And then isn't there also like the Black Pope, the Grey Pope? Like, don't they have their own little, Pope cult?
What about the Red Pope? The Red Pope's the one who brings all the little children to the Vatican so that they have their red shoes in their dungeons. They all wear their red shoe club. You know the red shoe club? Yeah. That's because when you have 1,000 babies in cages that are brought to you one by one into these torture chambers where all the elite pay millions of dollars. That's why they're so rich. That's why they want money, because it costs, like $1 million to be able to have your own 3-year-old baby, to bludgeon it to death with an axe and then drink its blood and cook it and eat its flesh with all your Bohemian Grove buddies. What was that about the globe? Someone said they've seen the globe. Did you go back to that? I've seen the earth is a globe. Not going into that. Go and get fucked, you fucking retard. There is no fucking globe, you idiot. Prove it. Saying that you've seen it means fuck all. I have 1 billion proofs in my videos, you stupid fuck. Ugly fucking motherfucking cunt. There is no fucking globe. Prove it, you fucking stupid cunt, or get on a debate with me, you fucking son of a fucking whore. Get on a debate with me, you fucking miserable stupid cunt. You saw a globe. You saw your own fucking testicle, you fucking wanker.
I'm sorry.
Degenerate fucking ejaculating fucking bacon-eating fucking ugly cunt. Let's see the face of that fucking ugly cunt again. Who was he? Put him back up. Jabbernu, ugh, that's a fucking whore. That is a slut. She's a cocksucker. She's a fucking bukkake whore. That's what that is. And she loves her fucking blue balls because she's got them in her fucking throat all day fucking long. She's a fucking cocksucker. Fucking globe. Go fuck yourself, you fucking degenerate fucking cunt. Fucking stupid idiots, globetards, fucking degenerate fucking sons of whores. Miserable fucking useless eaters. Keep up with your fucking global agenda and your global warming and your fucking global lockdowns, global community, global religion, global governance, global fuck you fucking dumb fucking whore. Thanks for showing your fucking whore face. Everyone knows you're a fucking slut now, you fucking globetard.
What do you think aliens and space is then?
Well, do you want to spend 6 hours talking about all the different kinds of aliens and what we call aliens? Nephilim, Anunnaki, AI, artificials, what do you want to call them? Vampires, entities. There's all kinds of creatures that we can't see with these eyes. They're all around us.
They say we only see maybe 10% or less of all the energy and the things that are going on around us in that realm. What's your thoughts? There's, animals seem to see things that we don't see. People that have had severe childhood trauma seem to see things that, most other people don't see. What's your thoughts about, all this stuff that could be going on around us that most people aren't even aware or can't even see it?
Well, each one of us sees different things according to our development. I don't see shit. But what I do see is the interconnectedness of all things. So I don't see ghosts, I don't see God, I don't see fucking Saint Michael, I don't see anything, right? Because I'm not supposed to. Some people are supposed to. What I see is common sense truth that is accessible and available to everyone if they have an open mind. But closed-minded idiots like that slut whore that you had, fucking that shill who says she sees the globe, get on a show with me, whore, and show me where you saw the globe. Let's let the world laugh at you instead of just jabbing and throwing little comments in to attack an intelligent person like me, because you will never, not even one of your poos that you take a fucking shit in, has the intelligence of one of my hairs on my beard. Your brain doesn't even have the intelligence of one of the hairs on my beard, you fucking slut whore, fucking globetard idiot. 870,000 mark flyer, fucking stupid cunt. And anyone else who wants to fucking shill in for the fucking Jesuits. Fuck your Jesuits and your fucking lies. Come on, all you fucking globetards, come out now and let me tear you to fucking shreds with facts, you stupid cunts. You don't have one experiment. We, the flat earthers, we have hundreds of experiments that have proven that the earth is fucking stationary. We have them. You don't have one. You don't have one. Even Einstein said there is no way, I have come to know and believe that there is no way, there's no provable way, no instrument that can prove that the earth moves. And then he said, and yet the earth moves. Of course, because he's a fucking Jesuit liar. But he did tell you the truth, and then he shot himself in the foot by stupidly saying, and yet it moves. Well, how do you know, you dumb fucking cunt? You pedophile, you Jesuit, Einstein, the dumbest fucking cunt who ever lived, who marries his own fucking sister, fucking perverted pedophile fucking demon cunt, and yet it moves. And here's the only thing you've got, you stupid whore. You've seen the globe. You've got Einstein, the world's genius, who says we don't have any experiments. We can't prove it. And yet we have. We've got Sagnac, Michelson Morley, Michelson Gale, Pierluigi Guini, James Bradley, George Airy, and the list goes fucking on and on and on and on, and they're all in my videos. And you come on here, I've seen the globe. Oh, fuck, aren't you a fucking Weet-Bix-eating fucking cornflakes fucking stupid fucking whore? God, man, even if you strip down naked and wore your finest lingerie, I'm sure I would fucking vomit on you before I pull my dick out and put it in any one of your holes.
Whoa.
Stupid fucking slut.
Candace says, Santos, what do you think about Jordan Peterson?
Jordan Peterson is 1 year older than me. 1 year older than me. And he has a face full of fucking wrinkles. And he's a fucking stupid cunt like Terrence Howard and Joe Rogan. They're all fucking degenerate fucking demon sons of whores. Jordan Peterson's mother is a whore. And that's all he fucking does, is a meat eater. He's a murderer. And he's trying to help you while he's murdering animals. Oh, let's kill this veal. Oh, I've got my little cat with me. And I'm going to tell you the truth, people. I'm Jordan Peterson. Here's my dog and my freezer. My freezer's full of carcasses. And I eat those rotting carcasses. And then that rotting fucking poo that I've eaten, dead animals, murdered animals, is coming out of my very fucking mouth. Jordan Peterson, go fuck yourself, you fucking wrinkly-faced fucking prune with your fucking flesh diet. Fucking vampire, stupid cunt. Goddamn fucking degenerate pigs. How many fucking pigs have got fucking platforms? They're all fucking ugly. Look at them all. Joe Rogan, does he get laid? I mean, apart from the fact that he's fucking 5'2", and he's a fucking stupid shill cunt Jesuit coadjutor, fat and ugly like fucking Alex Jones, another fucking miserable fucking fat ass, the Pope with his hippopotamus bum, Donald Trump with his fucking elephant bum. They've all got these fucking big bums. Where the fuck did they fucking acquire these bums? Do you go to a bum shop and get a big bum? What's with fucking big bums? They've all got big bums. Joe Rogan's got this big head and he's got a big bum and he's got a torso that's only fucking 5'2".
My Sherry Anolani from our YouTube says, Tartarian truth. Is there anything that you'd like to share about what you know about Tartaria and if there's truth to it?
Is that the little cunt who did a number on me and my academy 2 years ago, calling out my very, 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 very best friend, Daniel Mahmeg, the founder of the Syncretism Academy? Is that the Tartarian truth? I don't know. I hope it's not. But if that's that faggot face, the guy who sounds like a fucking girl, Tartarian, he sounds like a fucking faggot. And I don't mean faggot in the LGBTQ way. And nothing against gay people. Nothing against gay people. Okay? Please, do not misconstrue my words. In Australia, a faggot is a degenerate. Okay? I'm Australian. And I use faggot in an Australian way. I don't care whether you get fucking offended. It's not my business. You're crying and offended at home. Well, that's your fucking business. I'm happy. And Tartarian Truth did a number on me, the little fucking faggot.
In England, a fag is a smoke. They actually call, there's all kinds of different, parts of the world they call different. And someone was asking earlier what you were smoking.
I don't smoke cigarettes. I'm not a dumb cunt. I smoke mapacho tobacco.
Uh-oh.
Because why? Because it builds your immune system and makes you fucking strong and makes you healthy. Just like cannabis Oh, you've got broad spectrum cannabis oil, Santos. Cannabis. Oh, doesn't that happen to be in the Bible quoted 5 times as the only incense that God wants mankind to burn to him? Cannabism. 5 times in the Bible, God says only burn cannabism to me. That is my DNA. That's plant DNA, hemp, cannabis. That's not dead animals. This is God food. Cannabis, tobacco, smoke tobacco. I don't chain smoke. It'll take me, I do 2 of these a day.
Michael from our Facebook says, how about the Denver Underground Arch City D Airport? Anything that you could share about that?
A lot. Where do I start? It's connected to all the Tartarian underground world that once existed, and they're still functioning. What they did when they did the resets in the 1800s was they covered it with mud. They made all the deserts. It was only a few hundred years ago that everything was pretty much perfect. Now we have deserts. Now we have cities that are burned. You know, Australia had more cities in it than the Americas. You've got New York, Chicago, Miami, fucking Los Angeles, San Francisco. All we've got is Melbourne, Sydney, Brisbane, Perth, Adelaide. Right? We've got 5 cities that are over 1 million in population in Australia. Do you know how many there used to be? Australia, those deserts, they're all melted cities that were way more grandiose than anything that in America, Egypt, and India put together. They did a number on Australia, Captain Cook. The Aboriginals, unfortunately, I've spoken to many kings and elders throughout the sovereignty community in Australia for decades. And they don't even know the things that I teach them about how Sydney and Melbourne used to be occupied by them. And they think that the white man came and built those cities. No, what the white man did was they plagued the cities so that everyone died in the cities, Melbourne, Sydney, Adelaide, Brisbane, Perth. They all fled into the country. Then they bombed them with amnesia and education and stealing their children and re-educating them. And they forgot that Australia was once full of cities, fruit, vegetables, no deserts. And it was, I mean, the Portuguese used to run it 500 years ago. That's a fact. The Dutch used to call it Newfoundland. Wait a minute. The Chinese were there 1,200 years ago in Australia. The Portuguese 500 years ago. The Dutch, the French had colonies in Australia. And now it's all just English. Well, that's because you learnt that in kindergarten and you're a dumb fuck. Not because
you're a dumb fuck.
That's what you are. That's what you've been made. You've been turned into a dumb fuck. Smoke a joint. Look, why smoke a joint? All right, well, I will. There you go. I've got a, there's a guy telling me to have a smoke a joint. I don't know why. Maybe he's stoned.
No, I think they just saw you just getting a little bit heated, and it was just kind of like, relax, man. You know, I think that was what the joint was, because they see you very passionate here today.
I don't care whether people say, I love you, Santos, we love you, or I hate you. That's your fucking business. Just shut the fuck up. Don't make any comments. I don't want to hear people's comments. I don't want to hear from anyone. Just stop talking to me, every one of you ugly, fucking dumb cunts. And that means everyone. Everyone. Stop talking to me. I don't want to hear about how much you love me and how much you hate me. It doesn't fucking matter. It's none of my business, right? I've got all my super health protocols, glutathione. I've got freaking tobacco. I've got everything I need. I've got Masterpiece. This is the best eliminator of graphene oxide, heavy metal poisons. I've been taking this for 2 years. It's on my website. It's available. It's very affordable. It's made from sea salt, plasma, bioplasma. And it is zeolites. I'm trying to get the anyway, you can check it out yourself, guys, because I've gone I've derailed the conversation. But anyway, Masterpiece. This is your I've got all the protocols to be happy. So whether someone who loves me, which they don't, no one loves me, whether they send me their love or whether they don't, I don't give a fuck. I don't give one flying fucking fuck what you believe, what you think about anything or about me, because I know the truth and I know all the truth. And if you don't, that's your problem. Fuck you.
What can you tell us what you know about directed energy weapons?
Well, I've been attacked by them for 17 years. Last night, and for the last 3 weeks, I've been attacked every night. As soon as I go and lay my head down in bed, the moment I lay my head down and I start doing deep breathing and falling asleep, this tickling comes all over my body. It's a tickle. And then it's a little sting, and then it's an itch, and then it's a convulsion, and then my nose, and then my head, and then my neck, and then my face is burning. And that's 3 weeks in a row I've had that. I'm perfectly healthy. I can run 600 miles. I do yoga and gym work every day. Directed energy weapons are real. It's just that you will be affected differently to me. I happen to have sensitive skin, so that's where they get me. But you, are you getting obese? Are you getting wrinkles? Are you getting depressed? Are you getting suicidal? Are you getting fanatical? Irrational, unreasonable, angry? We're all targets. Since 1918, since radio waves, we have all been manipulated. I've done some stupid things under the influence of directed energy weapons.
Where do you think they're coming from?
It's a symbiotic relationship between the sellout governments and the elite families with the underground dwellers of the Nephilim, or the demonic races who were never supposed to inhabit the earth plane. And they've done a deal where we give them our children. So that's why all the underground torture chambers are happening. Yeah, all those tunnels are full of trafficked children. They're all dumps. Yeah, you know what a dump is? Deep underground military bunkers full of people who are trafficked. They go to the underground demons who sell these governments technology. That's why technology is advancing so quickly for more children, and that's why people trafficking is still a thing. I didn't make it up. I'm not inventing it. People trafficking is the biggest industry in the world. You don't know that? Oh, you're a dumb cunt, aren't you? I'm not. And my mother was a virgin when she was married, and she only had one man, which means the DNA that I have is pure and clean. Whereas Terence Howard, his mother who sucked 400 dicks before she shat him out of her stinky pussy, that's why he's a dumb cunt, because he's got too much male DNA from his whole mother. Not my mother. Thank you, Palmina, my beautiful mother. I love you. I love you for being not a whore like most mothers. Yeah, and not remarrying and, you know, even though you didn't. My mother, she never loved my father because my father she used to call him a crocodile. He was cold, never shed a tear, never hugged any one of his children. He loved us. He was a good man. But my mother was different. She wanted hugs. She wanted flowers. But all Dad could muster up was to give her six children. But she stuck with him. She stayed loyal to my father. She didn't go around looking for another dick to suck, you know. I want some more DNA. I want to pollute my brain. Because, you know, every woman, I'm sorry, you women, if you've been polyamorous, you are so fucking polluted that you better get unpolluted real quick. And you better abstain for about 100 years to get rid of all of that male DNA in your brain. It goes straight to your brain. All you women have had multiple partners. You've got all your ex-partners talking to you, acting through you because you took in their DNA. Stupid. You were told not to be a whore, but...
What's your thoughts about what goes around about the deep underground bases, that they've been rescuing children, that there's military factions that have been targeting this stuff and helping the kids in the underground bases? Do you hold any weight to it?
Well, we just covered that. Yeah, that's what's going on. Everything you've heard about, you know, the black market. You've heard about the dark web. You've heard about the underground. You've all these words that kind of suggest to you that there's another reality going on besides this CBN, CNN, ABC, BBC television tell a lie to people. Indoctrination. Oh, look, we saved a panda bear at the end of the show. We saved a panda bear. But we killed a lot of Libyans and Iraqis, and we're going to bomb Iran. And Gaza, all those little children, they've been flattened. There's blood all over the streets in Gaza. But we saved a panda. And we saved that for the end of our CNN, Kane, the Cannibals network. CNN, probably the worst. Yeah, we saved the panda story for the end, so that you can all go to sleep well, and don't have any remorse, and don't think about Gaza and the Armenians that have been genocided and the Siberians, and let's just sleep, because CNN saved a panda. Oh, that panda. It's just, that's what makes the world go around. Saving pandas. And having Roman American military bases all over the world so that we can kill brown people, slanted-eyed people, short ones, fat ones, black, white. No lives matter to them. No fucking lives matter to them. Not the animals, and all you animal eaters that are keeping animals caged so that you can, you know, have veal and wine at night.
Brown's on a link.
Yeah? You are the motherfuckers that are supporting the wars. Tolstoy told you 150 years ago, Leo Tolstoy, as long as there are abattoirs, there will be wars. And you fucking flesh-eating fucking dumb cunts, you murderous fucking sons of whores, why don't you go to the abattoir and offer your fucking throats instead?
Ooh, let's give that a little pause. Let's give our heirs a little breathing space. Huh? Let's give our heirs a little breathing space. Mic check, mic check. Mic check, mic check. I didn't even do no. I just went straight in with the live. Straight in. Bad man thing. Go on in 23.
Yo, what's going on?
How we doing, my man?
Sorry, I couldn't hear. What was that?
You sound like you're borging a little bit. Let me turn you up a smidge. Let me turn you up as well.
Okay.
Yeah, there you go. A bit louder.
Yeah, what's going on, man? I see.
Yeah, man. I'm here with Jesse and Santos, raw and live and direct and raw, uncut. Putting in that work. Jesse don't play, boy, and Santos, they both don't play.
I wish I could hear you better.
Hold on, let me turn me up just in case. I didn't even check my mic. Let me. I'm all the way up.
Okay.
Yeah, you sound pretty good to me.
Yeah, dude. What prompted you to play that interview?
I popped in over at Jesse's, and I had no idea Santos was up there. And just 2 minutes of hearing it, I was like, "Oh man, this is perfect."
Oh, this is a new one?
Yeah.
It is perfect. I reckon it is perfect. Actually, it just shows how, we're going between these two. It's like psyches, like our brain is growing and is being split from having knowledge of messages and stuff to bring to people, and then technology blasting frequencies into our heads where we are split in two. I feel that's what's happening.
Okay. Noted.
Yeah,
No,
he
I
did.
can't
He
hear
did
it.
speak on that. He did speak on that as well. Technology.
Mhm.
Yeah, he's
So yeah,
full on.
how new is the video? Because I know Jesse's interviewed him a couple times.
Literally a few hours ago. That fresh,
Okay.
fresh
Interesting, man.
as Provo would say.
So, like the dude, like anyone deep down, right? They're good people. Like I think maybe really deep down, but yeah, dude, I've been told. I kind of been told like stay away from that dude, Santos. And then one of my friends knows him, and two of my friends actually know him. Randomly as fuck yesterday, dude. My friend, I was like, yo, I should call our other friend and see what they think. And he goes, dude, that's who came to me in a dream and said, don't talk to him. It's crazy, bro.
Don't talk to him.
That's really weird because I don't know. It must be over 6 months now that I heard Santos going off, and he just absolutely lost the plot. I think everybody knows what I'm talking about here. But the thing is that I decided. I thought I'm not going to have any part of that. I thought, fuck, I've got to stay away from that because I verge on that shit myself. And so I was thinking, fuck, I've got to get away. I can't go keeping in contact with something like that because it's just going to fucking set me off. So I thought, right, I'll stay away from that. So that's what I did. I made that decision. I thought, no, he's not a good person. I'll not go there. And then I thought to myself, well, you know, that's being so fucking judgmental. And I thought, and I see myself being so judgmental by it. And I'm thinking, can I breed judging? Can I breed judgmentals by sharing the same opinion and then being a collective of people who span that kind of judgment to say no, he's no good. Don't bloody don't listen to him. He's got no message, and completely you lose a whole lot of stuff. I really feel.
You just said that that's what you did. You said I gave up completely. I'll never. He's lost the plot. That's exactly. And then you described everything. Then
and now I've changed my inner thought on this because now I can see that I made a judgment and I became a judge as well. And I think to myself, what is this thing about judging? Why are we so bound by it that we need to judge what is correct and what is not? I mean, the guy's got a message in there. He just gets tangled up in the stress, right?
Sure.
Yeah, he's got a lot to say. I thought with this guy, he needs to be possibly not smoking, and he's got to have like a stop clock. A stop clock. 'Cause if you go on these rants, he's gonna wake up that inner beast, and he's just gonna let it all out.
Yeah, well, I witnessed the people around. Like I witnessed, okay, the people around him. It's just straight gaslighting shit. Like and that's not an excuse, but like that's to show who you keep around you.
Well, I disagree with all that. I disagree with all that because I actually feel that
I don't really care that you disagree with it.
Yeah, I know you don't. I'm not worried about whether you do or not. It doesn't
well, then why'd you mention it?
I'm just telling you, if you're not going to hear me and just say, oh, well, just, I will tell you, that people have become so judgmental and so righteous that now they want to control everything their way, and I feel that we're all being scripted here. And the whole bloody lot of us have no idea where the hell we are or what the hell we're talking about. I actually feel that the technology has run the entire, and you are part of the fucking entire, and so am I, and we are being run by it.
Yeah.
Very wild. I'm gonna hit play. Cover your head.
Fucking flesh-eating fucking dumb cunts. You murderous fucking sons of whores. Why don't you go to the abattoir and offer your fucking throats instead of the fucking innocent animals, you fucking cunts?
This from our Facebook says, what do you think about Seven Omar? I'm not sure who that is. Do you know who that is?
Yeah, I love the guy. But it doesn't matter what I think. It doesn't matter what I think of Terrence Howard, Alex Jones. It doesn't matter.
Oh, he's going to lose it.
Or even what I say. Because it is truth. I've just told you the truth. Seven Bomar is a truther. He's not a sellout. He's a good-hearted man, and he knows his fucking syncretism inside out like no one else.
I don't know about that.
Those are the people we should be listening to. Seven Barmo.
That name sounds familiar. I think I've seen him do a stream with Bro Sanchez a few years back. Seven Bomar. That name sounds familiar.
Everyone adds.
Any of you guys familiar with that name?
Not me.
Yeah, I'm familiar with it from like 2012,
Mm,
Billy Carson time.
okay. If I recall, when I heard him with Bro Sanchez, it must have been about, I'd say 2019, 20, if anything.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay.
When I saw it initially, I don't know. It was some cyclic stuff I found, but then who knows now? I haven't seen in a while, but it if your content's pretty cyclic, it's hard to get interested in how ununique it can seem.
Jesse's so calm, you know. You gotta give Jesse so much props. Whenever he does these things, bro, he's so calm. He's calm as fuck. He's a
Bro,
holy man.
He's holding himself well.
it's
Yep.
like it's like he's holding Niagara Falls on the Canadian border, like inside the whole time.
Oh gosh, bless him, bless him. Let's keep going.
Bomar. I've done shows with him years ago.
Good,
He's not shifty.
good.
I'm only attacking myself. Well, Jabanu, you dumb fucking whore. I don't give a fuck. If this is the last show I ever do, that will be the best thing that can ever happen to me. So I don't have to look at you, stupid fucks.
Oh,
You're all fucking stupid.
He's not wrong.
Mirror. Jagger fucking globe-tard, bum fucking ugly cunt. And wash your fucking stinky cunt from time to time. You know what I mean?
oh
Do you
no.
shower? God, mate. I'm sure the smell of your fucking period must go fucking
Oh
See,
no.
throughout the whole fucking county.
I told you he needs a stop clock or he'll just bleed out. He'll bleed out.
He does at the moment, that's for sure.
Wow. Oh god.
Oh, shit.
yo, this is ramped up version. Like this is over teaching. This is like I'm 60. I've taught what I know as best as I can. And I think he doesn't realize people are like prodding him and shit. But at the same time, like I'm not excusing anything.
Mhm.
Oh, he's strung out. He's strung out. He's gone
But
past it.
well, I don't know, dude. It's whatever.
He had a good message when he started out. He had a really good message.
Keep going.
I'm sure you better be careful when you're walking in the forest because the bears will fucking eat you alive. With your fucking stinky cunt.
He said globe-tard. I think I heard him say globe-tard.
Oh no!
Yeah, it's one of his favorites.
Is that his favorite?
Yo, check this out. Me and my friend were with Santos. We were hanging out with them, and this was in Mexico. And we're at the pyramids, and he's like not getting reception on his phone, and I think he wants to like do a live. I don't really know. I'm kind of walking into it, and like his live isn't working, and he's just swearing at the phone. He's like, "Fuck this stupid fucking piece of shit." And then and he's like, "Oh, I am live," and yeah, he's like, "Oh, I am live," and my buddy's like, and then he sees people talking shit in the comments, and he was like, "Yeah, f you, you're a piece of shit." We're standing here at some pyramids, bro, and my buddy next to him, I hear him go, "Hey, just tell them they're watching too much porno," and he goes, "Yeah, you're watching too much porno."
Wow.
That's some real shit, though.
Yeah, but so, in the end, I mean, you've got to really look at this and just see that there is a greater thing happening here. And I think that's really, what we can talk about. And that is that, people who get triggered by things are being triggered by something. We're not talking about just the fact that, oh shit, he got triggered or they got triggered, blah, blah, blah. We're talking about that there's actually a thing that triggers it. What is that thing that we are talking about? Eh? I think that's the crux of this whole
No, because it could be completely different for every single individual. The psychiatry, unless you want to prove psychiatry, pseudoscience, which I wouldn't disagree with too hard.
Are you telling me that frequency and all these experiments that they've used with them are worth a total bunch of shit and they're about nothing?
I'm telling you, I want to watch this video and like laugh and also like use it to heal somehow.
I'm going past the video. Let's get down to the bloody brass tacks of it all, right? The brass tacks, the real fucking nuts and bolts. What causes people to be triggered?
Yeah, I'm not trying to figure that out.
Excuse me, what element is doing it?
I think it's the environment, social behavior.
Do you think that that is not being governed by some kind of technology there, though, Adrian? Do you think that MK Ultra didn't exist?
That's a stupid. Come on, man! Don't ask questions like that.
What do you mean? That's what we're talking about here now.
I mean, it's like you ever hear of a water fountain? It's like the same thing.
Are we talking about mind control here? Are we looking at mind control?
If you get to the point, we could look at it further.
Well, we are. We're getting to the point, hopefully. Hey? Let's talk about that. Mind control. Look at it. It's right in front of us. Every one of us under the influence of it. In entirety. Every one of us. You, me, and the bloody guy.
Parasite. That's the discussion about the parasite. I've actually got something I want to show you guys after. Well, I might even show it to you guys tonight or for tomorrow. Actually, I'm gonna show it for tomorrow when I link Machine Lives. We might get a sneak preview tonight. Yeah, I think it's the parasite. When we're talking about mind control, I think it's the parasite we keep forgetting.
Oh.
But yeah, let me hit play on this again. I want to see what Santos Bonacci's up to.
Okay.
What's your thoughts on telepathy? Elio from our Facebook was asking.
Telepathy is a double-edged sword. That's all I'll say. It's useful. It's very harmful. Just like a knife. Okay? Be careful with telepathy. For now. In the future, telepathy is the communication modus operandi. Demons are real. They're real.
Right in this friggin' machine here.
Now, what's a message that everybody's listening? We've got a few hundred people here watching with us live, something that they can maybe take from your last or second last interview that you're
watch my videos, all of them, or stay a dumb fuck forever, and away from me. Don't even contact me. Don't even think about me. Okay?
Wow.
Bye-bye, stupids. I hope this is the last fucking show I ever do. Really, I do. With one of the best guys I know, Jesse.
He's on one. Yo, he's on one. We got one, folks. We got one.
This is the last one, man.
Wow. I think the only thing that's missing now is the how would you call it? The broken guitars and shit.
I don't know what that means.
Oh, I gotta mute me mic.
He needs to smash that guitar and drop that mic when he's walking off. Keep going.
Jesse, one of the sweetest, gentlemanest,
Yeah.
beautiful person that I've ever met. Thank you, God, for letting me meet you, Jesse. But
Yes, sir. Salute to Jesse, Hal, the missing link. Busy bee, busy bumblebee, always working hard. Salutes to him and his family. Much love.
I know you've got some great listeners and some beautiful people, but even on this platform here, there's always dumb cunts. As far as I'm concerned, everyone's a dumb cunt. So that's why I'm not going to allow anyone to vampire my energy anymore by talking to me. Get off fucking WhatsApp. Get off Messenger. Get off my email. Lose my email address, and don't fucking write to me. I'm not answering any of your fucking emails anyway. No one. I'm going full hermit mode, and fuck you dumb cunts, because you're all ugly. I have eyes. So you can't fool me. And all these women who, wear a lot of makeup and shit.
Uh-oh.
Let me tell you something.
Uh-oh.
There's nothing more than I hate than makeup.
Uh-huh.
Because makeup is a mask. And women who wear makeup are whores.
Uh-oh.
Period. Because they don't want to show the beauty that God gave them. They want to put cosmetics with human DNA in it on their plaster their face like icing on a cake.
On the eye.
Right? To trick a man so that the man can't see the radiance coming from the pores of their skin.
Oh,
Deep.
the fuck? Hey, 23.
That's deep as
What's up with your boy? What's up with your boy? He's going nuts.
That's deep as fuck, bro.
That was bloody wild.
Hey, that is different. It's different. It's different.
Oh
It's different.
shit!
It's different.
Look, he's even showing you where the pores are. Like if you're paying attention, like hey man, fuck, how could you not learn?
He's showing you, boy.
Dude, he's the homie. You know what? He's told me before, like he'll get like 200 emails a day and shit, and like he'll try to answer them. Like he'll try to like help these people out and stuff. I think that's part of why he's like, yo, like stop it. Like he's been saying this. I've heard about it for like at least a year from him. Like he wasn't complaining. He was just saying like, this is what I'm dealing with. Like, so maybe the tech is too much right now.
I mean, clearly something's too much for him. I don't know, or maybe it's just his style. Maybe it's just his style, very unorthodox. He's just completely different, and we're just beginning to notice this. Because I'm pretty sure he said he's exited a few times. I've heard him go on a rant and say, "This is it, I'm out of here." I think his channel even got deleted.
Yeah, it got deleted. It was like 300K.
Wow.
But then who actually documents it really, really well is a channel. It's called Tartarian Truth. But, yeah, like, me and my one buddy were like, yeah, like, why is, like, because at one point, like, I remember I found Santos's work in like 2012. and I was like always watching it. Yeah, I guess at some point you wonder like, oh, why? It's not like, but YouTube used to push algorithms like differently prior to like 2015 for sure. And then I don't know, I felt like more censorship kind of came in, but yeah, anyone with like 300,000 is either a really good person or I don't know. I don't know how it's going. Like the dude cares, but like I think he's had a lot of like anyone in life, dude. They got a lot to deal with. Plus, he
Yeah.
speaks like 5 languages, or 6 or 7 or
Oh,
something.
that's nice to know.
Yeah, he does presentations in Italian, whatever. It's just
And what does he go all around the world? Because you said you met him in Mexico, was it?
I did, yeah.
And he's from Australia, correct?
Yeah, he's from Australia. My buddy went and met him there too, in Australia where he lived.
What
And
have you been to Australia before?
I have not.
Interesting. I'd love to go to Australia.
Should. I heard watch out for the sand fleas.
Repeat that again. The sand fleet.
Sand fleas.
Oh, fleas! Wow, sand fleas.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah. Thank you.
Especially up in the northern tropics area.
What? Who's in the northern tropics? Santos or the sand fleas?
Sand fleas.
Sand fleas are at the beach. They're like it's kind of like a swarm of bugs that'll just like
Yeah.
get
Fuck
you real bad.
them. They'll drive you crazy.
But yeah, Santos was talking about how makeup just makes you basically a whore. I think he was using a term of comedy, mixed with a little bit of anger. And then yeah.
King of satire, eh? Yeah, it's interesting. Let's keep going.
Skin. No, they've got all this powder on their skin. They've got all this fucking blue eyes here. They've got all this eyelash shit, and they've got all this. They're painted up. Mate, that to me is a fucking whore. There's nothing that I hate more than a woman with makeup on. God, you look like fucking stupid fucking idiots. You look like idiots with your red lipstick on and your fucking pink lipstick and your fucking whatever you're putting on. Go natural, you fucking retards. My mother never wore makeup because my mother wasn't a whore.
I think all the direct energy weapons that you are being attacked with is causing it to be so heated.
I would be heated anyway. I mean, the attacks started when I was born. They started when you were born. They started when before I
Yo,
was
is
even.
that your mic, dude? Whoever's moving your mic, stop that.
I can't hear nothing. What is it?
Whoever this other guy is.
I didn't make the resets. I didn't make the electrical grid. I make free energy weapon, free energy devices.
Free energy weapons.
I didn't do that shit. I'm not talking me. I didn't make the directed energy.
Hey, he said free energy weapons. You think he just shot himself in the foot there? You think he's working on something or he's got something?
No. I don't think he's got the free.
No, are you sure?
I think.
23?
Yeah,
Yeah.
oh, dude, you know what metaphors are. Come on, man. Use your imagination and shit.
Well, hold on. Because look, if Actors Rap Blood can build one, what the fuck can Santos Bonacci build, bro?
I know. Yeah, like that's like one of the hardest questions I think I've ever been asked to answer ever. Right now.
Let's keep going.
energy weapons. I'm just a victim of them. And I'm doing enough to protect myself. Let me tell you, for the last 17 years, these attacks have meant to be giving me a heart attack and killed me, like many millions of people. Dr. Bahar Rashid, Dr. Zelenko. Yeah? Yeah? They were killed.
Yeah, whose mic is doing that for real?
I seem to kill little old me. Yeah, they're torturing me with itching, but no heart attacks yet, no strokes, you know. Why? Because I have plenty of angels, seraphim, cherubs, thrones,
Yours 23.
dominions protecting me. I'm protected. But even like Job, even though he was protected by God and he was not killed, he was still permitted to be tortured. He had his 10 children killed. He had all his properties and cattle removed. He had leprosy.
Hey, so riddle me this. Where is Bonacci right now? Is he in Australia or the Americas?
I think he's in Mexico, isn't he?
He's in Mexico. Why?
He's in Mexico now, yeah?
Yeah.
Interesting. Is he one of those people that can like go places without getting harassed, or does he get harassed everywhere he goes? Like,
He's very friendly out in public.
that's good. That's good. I mean,
Well, except for, I guess he doesn't consider this. I guess he doesn't consider this public, but
yeah, exactly.
It probably uses as a bloody sounding board.
check, bitch, horse slot, check, what?
Leprosy, and he was at the point of death, and he says, God, all I've done was served you. That's all I've ever done. I've paid my tithes, I've loved you, I've offered my cattle, and I've offered all my goods to you, and now I'm about to take my last breath. I mean, I'm not even Job. I'm a fucking country bumpkin, a poor little fucking short-ass country bumpkin. A little bit itching, you know. I'm not in Gaza having my throat slit. I'm not downtown here in St. Cristóbal without legs, holding out a bowl, asking for a few pesos so I can buy a slice of bread.
That's right.
I got a house. I got my perfect health. But, you know, because it really, in the end, it doesn't matter what's happening in the world because you're going to change the world. And change it fucking quick, okay? And none of you whores like that Janelope fucking slut, the fucking Globetard. Globetards, forget about fighting for the truth. You've already lost. You're fucking useless eaters, okay? But all you good people that are listening, make some fucking noise. Make some fucking noise or fucking be a fucking coward. No one will ever say that I was a coward.
Friend of the show is asking, what are your years? Any predictions for the rest of this year? And is there optimism for humanity in the upcoming years?
Yeah. For flat earthers and vegans, eternal bliss. For flesh eaters and God.
Hey, I'm a vegan. Eternal bliss. Yo, winning. All right.
Eternal damnation where you deserve, you fucking liars. and murderers, pieces of fucking shit. Look in the mirror
Oh my God.
and confirm that I'm telling the truth. You're an ugly motherfucker. Just look in the mirror.
Dude, your mic is ass. Whoever's like, you need to use yourself.
You do the better, because I want to get the fuck out of here and go and ride my horses. I don't want to talk to dumb cunts. So can we end the show?
If you'd like, that's for sure.
Thanks, Jesse. I love you, brother. Take care. Woo! I'm out of this fucking shit show.
I'll around you, and I hope that you're able to get the that you need.
And one more thing, I hope all you dumb cunts die, like real quick, fall down a stairwell, break your neck, become a quadriplegic for the rest of eternity, and go to hell and suck demon dick forever. Bye. Fucking useless eating globetards.
That conversation he's having with his head.
Wow. Look at Jesse's face. Interview with the vampire boy. That was like interview with a ghost.
That's the first time I've ever seen Jesse's face change, actually.
Good stuff, Jess. Good stuff. Oh, goodness.
Yeah.
Full on.
That was goodness.
That was full on, bro. Oh my gosh. Good stuff.
No doubt. You bring it all, bro. You bring it all, don't you?
That was hilarious. That was funny.
Hasn't bloody failed to bloody. Hasn't failed me yet. Yeah.
That's it. That's it. Facts. I mean, I have seen the man very calm when he puts out his good information. I've seen him very calm, but I don't know what riled him up. I've never caught him on the intro.
I believe he's under the stress of fucking technology, frequencies. I think that is a real thing.
It is. Okay, yeah. Okay, hey, Dean, how do you say that?
Yeah, just Dean is bloody good enough. Yeah.
Alright, look, dude, like DARPA straight up has drones and like radio frequency shit that can like give you tumors personally, like they can whatever. So 100% agree with that point you made like 5 times.
I feel the nanotech is it doesn't even need to be a machine anymore. The thing is, the frequency does it all, right? No, can't hear you, bro.
I your mic, bro. It has to be.
Hold on. Let me see. Let me try something. Mic check. Dino, say something.
1, 2, 3.
Is it even Dino though? I don't.
I'll go out and then come back in.
What is that? I heard something. It wasn't like an echo. It was more like I can't even describe it.
Here, look, I'll mute up.
Yeah, it's gone.
It's gone?
Yeah. It was 23.
Was it me?
Yeah.
For real.
As soon as you muted, it went totally like silent. It was done.
Interesting.
I don't know. It's sometimes. I mean, even though it could be an interference coming from Dino's phone, but caused by you. This technology is weird like that. Yeah, technology is weird like that.
That's what I like to talk. Why I like to talk about it as such, as that how much power technology has, and to control everything, even your own experience whenever you're using technology, you know. And if you're going to make technology the thing that runs everything, then basically nobody's going to be able to do anything without having to be under that restriction, right?
Do you think they're gonna?
What do you think? What do you think, Dominic?
It will affect us in some ways, Dean. I think you touched on it ever so lightly at the beginning, a while back, talking about what's triggering people. So in this case, what's triggering Santos? Or is it revealing something about him? His journey probably was set off very egotistical, opposed to was he being genuine when he was sharing all that information 10 or 15 years ago?
Well, I mean, just about everybody, I would say, is coming from some kind of self reasoning. We all have to come from some point of self reasoning.
True.
So to give self reasoning merit, you know, it could be applied as ego, couldn't it?
That's one variation, yeah. You know, again, the emotions can come across in different ways, like narcissist, sociopath, psychopath. Those are just different variations of emotions.
Yeah, but you know, it all comes from a base structure.
Yes.
You know,
very true.
And our base structure is frequency. You know. So if you're controlling the frequency, you're controlling the base. And I mean, I actually say it now that when I'm actually in the middle, I'm face to face with the demiurge, with the devil, if you want to put it that way. Whatever focus you have for something that has come here, like a parasite in your mind, even, it has to be from technology.
Well, Dean, tech will affect it, you know, because we carry liquids in our vessel, whether it's water or blood. And then, you know, people that smoke, doesn't matter what they smoke, that could play a role in all of that. And then again, frequencies, as you were talking about, both the outside environment and also when we start speaking.
Are we talking through frequency?
I think our speech actually probably, I think we already are in some sort of thing, like we'll call it spirit or air. And then when we talk, we're like, it's another energy. So it's like a mix of chemicals, kind of an ideal. So when we speak, when we have noise coming from planes or boats, the wave of wind, music, the way we...
But basically, it is an energy wave, isn't it?
Yes, very much so.
Yeah. Okay. So this energy wave that we're using, you know, in the form of technology, has now taken our entire communication level. It's basically runs the show, right?
It's affecting us immensely. It wasn't like back in the day with radio frequency or electricity. And now we have Wi-Fi.
Would you agree, Dom, that as far as running the show, do you think it's a possibility that at a time before a reset took place that it would done the same? Now, how long has this thing been in entirety? And how long has it been manipulating?
If we put a date to it, it could be thousands of years. It's just that some of them are just, you know, different, and then you're affected with different ages. So like in this case, Wi-Fi, it's affecting us. It's probably affecting the radio. I mean, our frequencies, and in this case, even our vessels.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like I mean, I've done this before, I've tested this before, and that is that when you're trying to show a message that we're trying to get across, you get these. It's like I don't know. It's, people say, oh, you got tinnitus, Dean, but I don't know. I get this ringing, sort of a hissing. I don't know. You can't describe it. Noise, and it comes into my head. And I've asked other people, do you get a sort of it's like almost a hissing sound. And at sometimes when you're close to electricity, it's even more so. And then at other times it's less, and it's like it's not even there. And you can't, it doesn't even bother your train of thought. And at other times you can feel it, like it's become that powerful that it interferes with your train of thought, even to the point where some people say, oh, I can't remember what the bloody hell I was talking about. And I think that is very real. And I don't know if anybody, I think people deny that it exists, so that they don't want to say that how do you communicate that?
I mean, even for, I mean, I could be speaking crazy, but for even to, you know, feel a frequency, like even, you know, the slightest sounds that we hear in our ears, sometimes we hear almost like a mechanical sound, right? And there's
Yeah.
the slightest things that we hear that offsets our balance. It's like, are we, the reason why we're feeling that, because we could be like some partially machine, like some type of technology itself, to be on that par, to be on par with a type of frequency, to even feel or hear something. Because
Well, you
even
know,
with technology,
it's very similar. It's very similar to the noise that fridges make, or you know, the hum of certain machines. And, but it's got a, like a crickety sort of a sound to it. Some people say, "Oh, I got crickets in my ears." I believe that is an intention, and I actually believe it. When I say believe it, I am toying with the idea that it is what make people get brain fog, can't think properly.
okay.
Yeah, I can see that for sure.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Almost like you're caught in a stream, you know, like a stream of information, or you're caught in a crosswire of streams, and it's almost like fried you. It's almost fried you.
And it's hard to struggle.
It's like if you're looking for if you're trying to what you're looking for, sometimes right under your nose.
Right. So I believe that is a real thing, and that it's actually tied itself up to technology, and we're actually up against it right now. And I somehow believe, guys, friends, people, right? Guys, fuck what the hell. But that we once were hearing the same thing, but in a different time location. I mean, a bit odd, some people. But defenders of truth and defenders of all things good have been around for a long, long time.
Hey, both of your mic just went sucky for a minute. Since it's gone sucky, let's take a little break. I want to swing back to Mr. Bonacci on another topic. Let's have a look.
A billionaire. The sun is our saviour. There's three suns, by the way. The Mithraics and the Zoroastrians, they taught that there are three suns. Your torso knows about redshift, blueshift. Everything that you see with your physical eyes that is electrical comes from counter space. The red chakra has 4 petals in Hindu. They say 4 petals. When you multiply with the 1,000-petaled lotus on the top, the crown, Kronos chakra, then you get 144,000, the magical number. It's in you. Why has the bottom one got 4 petals, and why has, which is red, and why has the blue chakra got 16 petals? Because they're telling you it has a higher frequency. And if you get a blue laser as opposed to a red laser, which one is going to burn you more? Which one's more powerful, red or blue? Everything is atomic. The problem is most people don't know what an atom is. And when you learn and know what an atom is, it is a trinity, a neutron, a proton, and an electron. You will find that that trinity transfers into every other field of human knowledge. In religion, it's called the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. In science, it's dielectricity, magnetism, and electricity, the 3 field modalities of the universe. Everything is magnetic. In fact, God is magnetism. Energy is conscious. Energy is intelligent. Nothing is not.
God is magnetism. Did you hear that? I've never heard someone say it like that.
I did. I actually got hold of that real strongly, yes.
God is magnetism. I
Mm.
like that.
And that's what God is. It is magnetism. It's just proof. And extensive, exhaustive, comprehensive proof, simple, that nature is simple. And we come from the field, the cosmos, the field, and the field is what most people call God. And the field is dielectric black light, which has its opposite and equal co-eternal white light, the yin and yang.
Hey, did he say we come from the field which had its black light? Did he say something like that? Hold on a second.
Yep.
Opposite and equal co-eternal white light, the yin and yang, which is magnetism. Remember one thing, electric black light, people call God. And the field is dielectric black light, which God. And the field come from the field, the cosmos, that nature is simple. And we come from the field, the cosmos, the field, and the field is what most people call God. And the field is dielectric black light, which has its opposite and equal co-eternal white light, the yin and yang, which is magnetism. Remember one thing, Joseph is, in the Greek system, Saturn. His son, Jesus, is Jupiter Zeus, Jesus. Thank you, Christians, for preserving the name of Zeus in Jesus. And Mary, the consort of Kronos or Saturn, Rhea, is Maria. Jesus is a hero archetype. It is the best model you could possibly have. It's in the scriptures. It doesn't need to be literal. It is literary. The Bible is a literary work and a masterpiece at that. It's not a literal document. It can't be. You can't have enough truth crammed into a small book like that in a literal manner. It doesn't work. It has to be literary because the myth contains more truth than billions of books. One sentence in one myth. And that's what the Bible is. It's mythological. It's cosmological. When you do your due diligence and you do comparative studies in all religions, Bhagavad Gita, Zendavesta, Ennead, the Ennead, of course, yeah, Virgil's Ennead, all of them, all the masterpieces, you will find that it's always dealing with the same archetype. Jesus in Egypt 5,000 years earlier was Horus. In India, it's Krishna, right? Now, some people will automatically say, oh, no, the devil did that to confuse true Christians, that he made it look similar, that there's other Jesuses, and he's born on the 25th of December, and he had 12 disciples, and his mother was a virgin, just like Christians. They will turn around like they've been trained to and brainwashed, and they'll say, oh, yeah, but the devil did the, I think it's called the diabolical mimicry theory. That's their way of saying, hey, of explaining why it looks like there was one universal religion once, which there was. It's called the perennial philosophy, or the prisca theologia, which I teach, syncretism. And then something happened, some kind of trauma, or
Never heard of that.
an event which caused, I would explain it as we went from golden to silver to bronze to now the Iron Age, and we've lost all of that consciousness. Venice is, the Venetian comes from Phoenician.
Yeah.
Right. So the Hebrew language is the Phoenician language. So what happened was the Phoenicians were great in trade and law writing. So they were the first ones to write maritime and
There is electromagnetic energy in that pyramid between 200
maritime and admiralty law and commerce. The law of the oceans, not the law of the land, common law. There's two laws. One is the law of the land, where you stand on, your nation, its laws, its customs. You follow those. Maritime law is the law of the oceans, where vessels go upon it. Then the law in those vessels is admiralty laws, because you've got an admiral in the ship and he's floating the ship. So all the people on the ship, they are now in admiralty law, which is under admiralty law, which is from the Vatican. Because the Venetians, who put themselves on an island in water, are the owners of this system. And what they've done is they've put you on there because you've got a citizenship. They've put you on there, you. We've all got a birth certificate, right? With the all caps name. Now you have a citizenship, you are on the ship. You're doing commerce, and they are doing commerce with your name. Your birth certificate is a bond. You are a billionaire. If you check in the website called, there is a website where you can check your stocks. If you put your birth certificate number in, I've checked mine, billions of dollars. That's why when the cops get you, they want to fine you, they want and take you to court. They want your all caps name, especially your surname, not your Christian name. That's yours. Remember, Jesus said, in my name, you shall be saved only. In other words, not the surname. You didn't copyright it. The Vatican did. It's crown, Kronos, copyrighted. As Virgil said, only Saturn has the crown. In the world, in our cosmos, there are 7 planets which make all these frequencies happen, to coagulate and coalesce and make tables, what's solid, liquid, gas, and plasma. Moon, Mercury, Venus, Sun, Mars, Jupiter, and Saturn. Those 7, which are aligned with your 7 chakras, and that's how you have a body, a subtle body, because you have 7 chakras. They are discs. Chakra means disc in Sanskrit, of energy, of light. So you have 7 in you. The color of the rainbow is in you. The bottom one's red, the top one's blue. Red shift, blue shift. Red pill, blue pill. Roses, red, violets are blue. Red siren, blue siren. Red tap, blue tap. Because those colors, so your torso is a torus field. You have an aura going around you. It goes in your fontanelle and out your perineum at the red shift. So your torso knows about red shift, blue shift. The red chakra has 4 petals in Hindu. They say 4 petals. The orange one above has 6. The yellow one has 10. The green heart chakra has 12. This one has 16. The third eye has 96. Top one, indigo, a violet, has 1,000. When you add all the 6 bottom ones, you come to 144. Thank you, Bible, Revelation 14. When you multiply with the 1,000-petaled lotus on the top, the crown, Kronos chakra, then you get 144,000, the magical number. It's in you. It's in your chakras. Why has the bottom one got 4 petals, and which is red, and why has the blue chakra got 16 petals? Because they're telling you it has a higher frequency. And if you get a blue laser as opposed to a red laser, which one is going to burn you more? Which one's more powerful, red or blue? blue. In Revelation 14, it says, and the holy ones, the 144,000, stand upon Mount Zion with the Lamb of God, and they sing a new song. That's the same thing. They're telling you how you can raise your consciousness from survival, sexuality, and power to heart living, speaking the truth, and the head, heaven, all is atum. So when you climb through those chakras, when you raise your energy level, the capacitance of each chakra is more, like your lasers, is higher. So you're...
If you're a web designer, here are 4 Wix Studio features you gotta know.
Is higher. So your spirituality is higher, right? And so what happens is the mountain that the 144,000 are standing on, that's your vertebrae. It's called Mount Meru. And it's in the middle of the disc flat earth, Mount Meru. It's called Merudanda. Your spinal column is called Merudanda. It's a mountain. And on top of the mountain is the Lamb of God, Aries, my sign. Aries is the cerebrum, the cerebram, the Ram of God. So the Lamb of God is standing upon Mount Zion, your vertebrae, with the 144,000 singing a new song. Why is it a new song? Because your consciousness is different there. Your full magic, magnetic power. We're just waiting for that to happen. But we have to do the good works. Moderation, no addictions. If you go to Wikipedia, which I'm in now, and you look up under Saturn, in the first sentence, it will tell you that Saturn is a gas giant. And then you go to Jupiter, and it tells you that Jupiter is a gas giant. Yeah. Then you ask what the sun is. They say it's hydrogen and helium. Well, that's gas. Why is Venus or Mars or the moon where they landed, why is it an exception? You can see with your own eyes that it's a light. Ptolemy, for thousands of years before the Jesuit Copernicus turned up and made a spinning ball, was saying all of the 7 planets are entirely luminous. They are portals. They are holes in the sky. The great Italian genius Pierluigi Gina, who was a colleague of Marconi, the inventor of the radio, thank you very much, these 2 geniuses, he studied the sun and energy. He's a stationary earther. He's insisted up until the day he died, 2004, you see him on YouTube, little Italian man saying, La terra è ferma. He says, me and Marconi discovered that the earth is stationary. It doesn't move. And then he takes you into his laboratory and shows you with strobe lights how you can prove quite easily that the earth does not move. He said the stars are holes in the sky. So that got me thinking. The Greeks said that the stars are like nailed onto the firmament. The Babylonians says that the stars are glued onto like an aerogel sort of floating in space chandelier type thing where all the stars and the 7 planets are going around on the ecliptic. And they said that's like a chandelier and they're pinned to it. They're holes in the sky. They are holy holes. You look at the word holy, you can be a hole or you can be whole. That's what holy means, to be whole, to be sane. Sano in Latin means to be whole. Insane means to be not whole. You're not whole. So someone you say, oh, he's insane, means he's not complete. See, we come from the stars, right? We're all stars, all right? Young children we call youngsters. Our sisters we call spinsters. Good people we call masters. Bad people we call fraudsters, gangsters, and mobsters. Cool people in Hollywood we call rock stars, movie stars, superstars.
Stars.
Imposters. Disasters.
Adrian.
Where do
Say that again.
Good stuff, bro.
Mm-hmm. It's interesting. It's interesting, for sure.
we come from? Our ancestors. Well, a star is a star. So we know we come from, and we're stardust, and we're going back to the stars, but they are lights in the firmament, and they are actually holes, which are portals, wormholes. You see, the sun is the main wormhole. Early Christians, the true ones, the Gnostics, before the Roman story, they were called heliognostics. A heliognostic, helios is the sun, right? Early Christians were called heliognostics because they knew, like the Egyptians who would wake up watching the sun and putting their palms up to the sun in the morning and sun gazing barefoot like this with their palms. Palm is an anagram for lamp. Try putting your your palms up to the sun and you will feel what's going on. The sun is the primary intellect of the universe. It is the primary vital source of every atom that exists. Without the sun, no atom would dance anywhere in the universe, in this solar system. Once you make a loop with the sun, because it's a conscious being, it's Michael, the archangel, it's God. The sun is God.
I need to talk to you. We need help. We're being pushed to our limit.
You know what's crazy, right?
God. The
As
sun is
they're
God.
talking about the sun,
It is our magnetic God. What?
I found out what the sun is. Hey, it's crazy. All I want to say is it's crazy, right? It's crazy, but it is what I said it was, the optic, right?
Yeah.
I realized that.
They want you to believe is that everything comes from the material substance, you know, like a primordial soup, and then we evolved through that, and it was unconscious, but somehow consciousness and love and affection and music and all these other transcendental gifts that we have evolved from that, right? Whereas scripture and true science really teaches that everything that you see with your physical eyes that is electrical comes from counter space. Eric Dollard, Ken Wheeler, all of these great real scientists will tell you that. What is counter space? Fortunately, we have a really good example of how to explain how we come here and how everything comes here via the computer. If you go and buy a hard drive, 50 gig hard drive, and it's empty, and you've got the same brand and it's full, it's got 50 gigabyte of photos and movies and all sorts of stuff on it. Which one weighs more? How is it that a computer full of data still weighs the same? Because the files, they're in counter space. They're not spatial. They're zeros and ones. Counter space is not visible to us, but it is where everything comes from. And atoms, redshift, blue shift, are what brings them out into the material world by means of a vibration, a toroidal field. There is a red and blue yin and yang, which is always a subset to the black and white yin and yang. And the red and blue yin and yang is on the Korean flag. The South Korean flag has the red and blue yin and yang. All they're telling you on that flag is that those are the two colors of polarity of the vibratory physical world. The magnetic radiation world is not physical. Magnetism, which is 10 billion times more powerful than electricity, is spiritual. Thank you, John Mawelski. Electricity is physical. Your spirit and soul, magnetic. Earth is an anagram for theatre. Shakespeare, thank you. Earth is a stage, it's a theatre, and it's projected from the sun. The sun is the projector, the screen, the theatre is the earth. So we are being projected onto this theatre by our Father who art in heaven, the Son of God. Thank you, Jordan Maxwell, as well. Son, S-O-N and S-U-N are the same word. That's why Jesus says, no one goes to the Father except through me. You cannot go to counter space except through the wormhole portal gate of heaven, which is the Son and Saviour. The Son is our Saviour. There's three sons, by the way, spirit, soul, and body. There has to be. It can't work any other way. Otherwise, you wouldn't be animated. And as magnetism and electricity are one but different, you have to understand this. It's like fire has always got light and heat to it. But heat is different to fire. I can get heat without a fire. But fire is never separate from heat. So fire is one, heat is another, but they are one. And light, which comes from fire, is also different, but they're all one. Water the same. You get ice, you get water flowing, and you get gas. Well, there you go. Water is three states. So it's a trinity. Everything's a trinity. So who created the sun? Well, the Mithraics and the Zoroastrians, they taught that there are three suns. The one you see is the physical, and it makes the physical world. Then the one behind the sun, they say the sun behind the sun, is the soul of the sun. Soul, S-O-U-L, is the same as soul, solar. Yeah. Sol Invictus, it was called. The invincible sun, Sol Invictus. It's the soul of the universe. The spirit of the universe is the highest Godhead, the monad, the highest part of the Godhead. Okay? So, like a computer, the spirit is the file because it is spiritual. You can't touch it. You can't touch those zeros and ones. They're in counter space. They're in crystals. They're energy. They're not even forms. They're just energy. And yet, RAM in the computer delivers it to your screen. So Ram, which in Sanskrit coincidentally means soul, Rama, Sri Rama, the god of the Hebrews, that's your RAM in your computer. The theater is the screen. That's your physical body, right? So the computer's teaching you how everything works.
Interesting. That was dope. I like that. I like that. I like that. I like that.
Yeah. It just knocked over my bloody stash, so cleaning it up.
No worries. Hey, I mean, he even spoke of the three sons. The three sons, the Trinity, the three sons. I like that because even when I've been showing some pictures, some of them had three sons. This one's got the three sons. Got the 1, 2, 3.
Yeah,
Oh,
sorry,
and
just
it happens.
clean. Yeah. And a little bit of an accident. All right.
And it happens to be a crater map with three suns.
Okay, yeah, for sure.
1, 2, 3. This is what, look, it's a projection. They're showing you it's been projected from the main source. It's a projection. There's three that's been projected from the center.
Of course, I get that. It's like a, how do they call that? Type of ray, crepuscular or something like that. Like it beams in more than one direction, right?
Yeah.
From the center.
Yeah, interesting. But even when he spoke about it, he spoke about it from a different formation. I think he said something like the sun, and then the invisible sun, and then the highest of the sun, which is resides in the Godhead, the monad or something like that.
In all that he was talking about, I was envisaging it from the perspective of our home, right? The eye itself, right? Because I mean, this is, I think if we aren't envisaging our 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 place in the scheme of things, like if before when I'll put it this way, when I was say before I even came across the flat Earth thing, even Facebook and all that, I was just a country bumpkin wandering around, but no idea of even that Facebook existed, that any of that type of stuff, even technology itself, really, other than just this day-to-day power and be able to use a phone and start a car, you know. And then, along came a whole new way of communication. But the thing is that God, I got fucking lost in the bloody source. Because the there is this, I don't know, what would you call it? Element that I've lost it. I've bloody lost it. The bugger got me. Bastard got me. Freaking got me, man.
It happens.
Dude. Dang.
Hopefully you get it back.
Yeah, I'll get it back. I'll get it back. It's been a battle, not only for me, for a lot of people, I'm sure. Yeah. Anyway, I shouldn't have took my weed over. That's what happened.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I made a bit of a bloody mess, man, and that kind of.
You thinking about the herbs?
Hey?
You was thinking about the herbs?
Yeah, it's just like, yeah, it scattered it everywhere, and I was just thinking, oh, what a bloody nuisance, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah. Too much attachment to stuff, too, you know, that's another thing. I was thinking about this the other night and last night, too, how we're affected by what we eat, what we drink, what we consume, and how much it affects our mind as well, of course, you know. And not only does it sort of provide the body, you know, good stuff to make the mind work, but it also can poison the bloody mind as well. And so I'm trying to get back on topic here because it's 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 like it really we are talking about the mind, and how it's being affected by things. I think that is the real crux of what's going on here. I've been brought back to this point every time that something like brain fog comes in. I get these crickets, you know, and I think they're actually as part of the design to stop certain uh, connections being understood. I reckon. Yeah, I reckon there's something in there. Maybe it's part of a chemical process, or and it's a chemical and combined with frequency, something like that. Yeah, that's what I feel it is.
Yeah. The weapons, oh, can I even say weapons nowadays? Can I even say the technology?
Yeah.
We gotta watch myself, you know, the technology on, you know, in
I
this
think
day and
that's the best word to use is the technology because then people know what we're talking about.
yeah. I almost slipped like Santos there. Oh gosh.
Yeah, yeah. I had a really reasonable conversation with uh, TML on this on one of his lives 2 nights ago. I think he's going to end on Saturday, and I think people will start to have a bit of a connection about what I'm talking about, or not what I'm talking about, what we're all seeing, right? What we're all feeling. You know, because we know it's not right, and we know that something's going on, and we're not fighting. We're not affected by, not fighting. We're not affected by something that makes us stand stand out from the crowd as being people who want to move forward from where they are. You know, feeling like something's holding them back, and there is something here holding us back, and we are spiraling on a downhill run if we keep on running to what the machines wants us to do. And as far as I'm concerned, the machines are running the joint, running the joint with frequency and technology and food and all sorts of stuff. That's all part of technology, I think, and you know, the nuts and bolts for me are that, you know, who is the enemy? Well, the enemy, I mean, if you have an enemy, do you have an enemy? That's the question. If you feel like you have an enemy, then who is it? Right?
Yeah, the enemy can also be oneself as well.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Blindedly. Mm-hmm.
That's the thing. I mean, the mind, you know, has the ability to make an enemy, of course. Yeah. You can capture yourself in a mind, right? Yeah.
Mm-hmm. The mind definitely can be our enemy. Definitely, when it gives, you know, false judgment, when it puts us in a bad situation.
So even to, you know, to be conscious of technology, then it is probably a down.
Sorry, say that bit again. I missed it. The last bit.
I see the consciousness of technology is the downfall, right?
Yeah, well, like what's his name was saying, Santos. It's like even with the forces, right? The forces are alive, right? He said magnetism. That's a form of God. He was saying, right? That blew my mind when he said that. I've never heard someone say it like that because we've been looking into was it geodesic stuff, right?
But there you go. Magnetism is a form of God. Yes, yes,
Mm-hmm.
I understand that. Yep. And I feel like
All right, look. If you get magnetized to a view, or you get magnetized to a group, that is a form of idleness, which is a form of a god,
yeah.
in my opinion.
So you saying it's best to be alone?
What was that?
Is 23 saying it's best to walk alone?
It's like
That technology, yes,
it's like
yes.
degrees. I don't know. It's like I don't know. I don't know how to describe it.
I don't know. I mean, what I was getting from that, it's kind of like wherever people kind of gather, you know, it seems to be a sheepish mentality type of thing. You know, you start getting religious cults popping up and different type of cults, organizations, you know. So when you walk alone, it's kind of you're looking out for you. You're on your path basically, without getting pulled from 20 different directions.
Oh yeah. Oh
Yeah.
yeah. Don't get pooled. Don't get pooled. You
Mm.
know that you're on your journey and that the people are around you, surround you, are good people. It's like all part of it, the story, right?
I mean, after all, apparently we're just some type of projections, hologram. Well, I don't know about hologram, but you know, don't get if you can't really get too attached to the physical realm. Imagine getting attached to a bloody hologram.
Yeah.
Uh,
Wait,
projection.
what?
Yeah. It's all right. I mean, we've come back to the body. I mean, we bear our children to the physical realm, and then the holographical realm comes afterwards, right? So
Oh,
maybe then, but we bear our children to both of those, you know.
maybe we're all in a deep underground military base, and we don't
Well,
know.
we bear our children somewhere. We bear our children somewhere.
Maybe we all have opinions and we all have value, but
We bear our
opinions
children.
are interesting.
So where do we bear our children then? And is that place of importance? Is it of importance in the bearing of our children?
I mean, like, yeah, probably like at the ultimate like height of society.
I think that
I mean,
I
what
think
are you thinking about area codes to have your children in? That's kind of weird.
most people don't want to venture into that subject where they bear their children. Is it important where you bear your children?
Do you find yourself asking more questions?
Well, I think that's a really important one because most people that wouldn't give a shit about the earth. They don't care about it at all. The natural home of where we bear children is the place. It's pretty bloody important, I reckon. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I agree with that. I definitely agree with that. The earth is important, but how long is it going to be around for?
Well, this is why I'm asking the questions of Bob here because Bob doesn't seem to want to worry about the earth.
Bob. Gosh. Mm. Yeah, it's a mind F. The mind F. You gotta maintain your sanity out here, man. Gotta maintain that sanity.
Yeah.
I mean, it's always good to ask questions. It's always good to ask questions. But some people would argue, what type of questions are we answering?
Well, the thing is, we really got to think about what and where we are. And I mean, if you're going to talk about all these other subjects and you continue to watch what the world is playing at, what technology is playing at, and you're not considering exactly what you're doing with where you live, then I think you're not really considering the true point of the whole play. Right.
But the owl to beholder or Plato's cave be the hologram within the thoughts.
You know, like there's indigenous people that have lived for 40,000 years. 40,000 years.
Who's that's who?
The Australian and the native Australian people.
Yeah.
40,000 bloody years. And they did that by the earth. They didn't go around with technology and waving bloody broomsticks, right?
Mm-hmm.
Probably not.
No, probably not, Bob.
Can I interject for a second here, guys?
Oh yeah, go ahead, please.
Trees, clouds, water, that's all tech. Just looking at a lower version of tech that doesn't have harmony to it. Air, wind, that's more tech. It's what some people would call, like when we're in vessels, artificial intelligence. Now what runs it is what's called programs. I'll use that, or daemons, that some people would use of old. So now when you actually are comparing yourself to Siri, which is a program, that's not artificial intelligence yet. We haven't got to that point yet. So now once you realize,
how does that align to where our children are born?
well, you're aligned with all the different planetary alignments when you actually pop into that vessel.
How do we know these planetary alignments where our children are born? All these are just suggestions that we've been told, yeah? We don't actually do this physically as they're being out there.
What is the significance of where people are born under your definition?
Well, because we're not looking after the bloody place for a start.
So we're not looking after where places people are born.
There's, you know, the earth has not been looked after. You don't give a shit about it. You don't go out there and plant trees. You don't bare your feet to it.
Yeah, Bob.
But
there is value in when you plant those particular trees or seeds based on where the alignments are. And what soil do you put them on? What hemispheres you put it on? It's all very scientific and mathematical. You know, to us when we're bringing it down into the store.
It has been defined as such by us, of course. But
yeah.
the base of it, before we even started putting those mathematical figures into it, was still here.
Yeah, still here. Like, it sounds like you're wearing a mask right now, still here.
Well, no, the whole thing is here. It doesn't matter what we do here. It will always be here, Bob. I mean, that's the point. We're talking about this place where our babies are born, where you were born, where I was born. And we don't look after it. We don't give a shit about it.
And you just want to
We sit in our armchairs and they're comfortable in our warm homes on our asses and we talk about stuff. But is there anybody else out of all the people that are talking that are actually in there doing anything? Doers. We need bloody doers. We've got a hell of a lot of talkers. Friggin' all doers. More chiefs than bloody Indians, I tell you. People have been trained up to be chiefs, and they left all the bloody being an Indian to someone else.
I get that, Dean. We're actually a handful. Most people that are driving to their job or in the mall, they're actually doing, whether or not that's constructive for the whole. There's billions of people that are doing, and there's people that have chosen to be speakers, and there's other people that are ponderers. Online, it's only a handful of people. It could be millions, but it's still a handful.
Overall going on, mate, Don, towards people actually doing anything about our home. I see it's fading away before my eyes, mate.
Sounds like you've combined both doing and talking about it. Well done, Dean.
No, when I was born, there was abundant water. I'm talking about the 50s. This was abundant water. There were trees everywhere, right? And people lived well in that climate. Now we fucking suffer sadly because we do not have the same climate. We have cut it away from ourselves, and we are removing the bloody whole system, the ecosystem, everything, destroying it, damaging it, throwing it around, moving it around as if we own it. We're fucking it up. You tell me that that's a bloody great place to bear your children. And if you think you do, it is. Well, I don't know. I think you're sadly mistaken. People have bloody lost the plot. Our babies need to be born in clean homes and good environments. You don't get that with the shit that's coming out now. Once we did have a pristine, beautiful place. It was up to us to make the right decision and do the right thing. What did we do? We didn't stand in our place, that's for sure. Look at the state of the damn show. Right.
So, Dean, has that been more or less based on the new high tech or all the other mechanical tech that we used to have? Because not everybody back in the 50s or 40s were living somewhat abundantly, let alone healthy. So that's been an ongoing thing that's been going on with the human races for eons.
No, I see that in every culture that's ever come to its power because of collective overcrowding has ended up cutting down all the bloody forests and devegetating the place. And it's happened not just here. I can say that happened in the time when there were giant people here. You can see almost every evidence that deforestation and living in crowded situations has lent itself towards building technology. So to me, technology is an eventual gain out of the beginning. What was once a very pristine place.
If there was giants, I want to entertain that. Same with trees and all that, and something altered it. So then they gave the human race. Well, it's in the luminaries.
I believe it came back and something altered it and did come back as a pristine place, and then technology gets involved and the whole thing comes back to where we are now, having to fight for it.
So when they're talking about transhumanism, another transformation in a different age, maybe them talking about depopulation is a solution. I'm not saying I agree with it.
Up against the same element, right, over and over and over, and each time people come back up from underground, they just pick up where they left off and moving the bloody machine forward.
I think a lot of the human race wouldn't give up their comforts for the betterment of nature. Sad to say that, but it starts with me, no different from me. I'm just aware of my comforts, where other people might turn around and say, okay, radios,
so when
cars.
The time comes again, you know, if you think, if you thought that you believed in reincarnation, would you think at the time when you came again, that when this whole place well, has started anew, do you think that you might be of a mind not to fuck it up again?
Well, that's the people that are conscious. You reap what you sow, kind of ideal, you know. But again, most of us have been conditioned with tech. Even this tech that we're on right now is actually
That
damaging.
even a way of thinking is a possibility.
Yes, you don't deem me well enough that I will entertain possibilities, but for people that are very practical, that's going to be very difficult for them to understand things, even like chakras or how to heal things with, you know, devices like singing bowls. Again, the only thing we could do in an age of information is share awareness. Maybe
Well, I've got this theory, actually, Dom, that that we're being trained and taught and everything like that to lead us away from being an individual. They want to collect us into a one whole collective, and I don't think that if you keep on striving to be an individual, you are only going to strive to whatever the individual is that suits that climate as it progresses. I think you're going to lose that individualism in the end, and you're going to be part of that collective, whichever way you go. If we carry on like this.
But I do have moments of individualism. No different. I have moments of collectivism. I get that. I'm just sharing out loud. You know, I do not represent the whole. I'm parts of it, but I'm not the whole of it. So if anybody thinks that they're an individual and they can change this realm, it already changes with or without us. So the human race is actually limit themselves. You know, it'd be like us.
The thing is, I think that technology wants us collectively to be the hive mind on that basis, and we just, if we looked at what the projection of the climate of the political front, we're looking at an agenda that puts us at a one world government. And they had that at Agenda 21 many years ago when I first became aware of it back in the 80s. And now we're talking about it, and it's now Agenda 30. So, you know, if in the 80s we were looking at Agenda 21, and now in the 2024 bracket, we're looking at 2030s. That means we pushed something happened to make it extend its period. So something's stopped it from its first announcement at 21. So I have to add that is because we're actually opening up to the idea there's something fucking going on, and so by that we've slowed it down from 21, and now we're making it out to 30. Okay, well that to me, that tells me that we move something by putting up a defense against it. And so I feel like we're up against something.
So who's us? Who's us? The masses most of them are consciously ignorant. So who's us?
Well, there's something. Whoever feels that they're up against anything.
The initial shutdown of pandemic actually helped nature. Having
what brought you here? Why do you want to be involved in any discussions that are talking about possibilities if it wasn't for the fact that there was something going on that made you feel that way?
I make it quite clear what I share. I share awareness.
There's something going on.
Okay.
You know, there's something going on that made you feel that you need to be a part of this so that you could be, you wouldn't be left in the bloody backstage.
It could be, but for me, it's not always about feelings. But yeah, it could be. Sounds like it is feelings for you, which is fine. We're all humans. We're in a human form, and feelings play a role in all of that. Same with thinking and intuitive. There's a transhumanism going on here, Dean.
I know you like to talk in those sorts of ways about observing stuff and all that.
Yeah,
but, you know,
I'm okay with them.
there's a lot of people who have been observing, and there are a lot of people done a lot of waiting, but there's not many people who are actually doers. You know?
There is, but they're just doing things for commerce.
Yeah, I mean, I see. I've actually already say that the amount of doing that you and I do are probably way less than what could be done, right?
If that's what you're doing. We're also human beings, not just human doing. So a lot of things happen with or without our awareness. The wind is still moving.
At this very moment, I could be out very much doing, and
That's
you
fine.
could be, but we're both here sitting and talking. And I find,
Dean, I'm sharing you.
Same way. That we spend a lot of time talking, and we do a lot less doing.
Dean, I'm sharing me. If obviously you make it quite clear that what you want to do. So the question is, if you know this is a platform where people talk, then why are you here?
No, for me, I feel that we do a lot of talking and a lot less doing. So I'll let you.
This is a talking platform. It'd be different if this was one of those platforms where they're going to show you how to do mechanical work. I'm hearing you, Dean. But if you're looking for people that are doing, there's people on the ground. They're doing whatever you feel or what other people feel they need to do, whether that's planting trees or basically reconstructing or getting closer to nature. They're doing that stuff. And then there's other people. There's men. It's not the only age we've ever had written word, and now we're having this technology. Now, if you're expecting other people to change their ways without being aware why they do what they're doing, then you're just forming another dogma.
Yeah, that's why early even I did say you know it's better to just be on one's own mission.
That's why certain characters in London, they lose themselves and they feel if I do it subtly, then people are going to start changing. Well, change is constant. You know, whether a guy like Bonacci or a guy like Mark Pascio, they're passionate about what they're trying to share, but it doesn't mean other people are going to change their way and what they're doing to do something else. Hopefully they can be aware why they do what they do. If that's important to them. The experiencers is important, but we do way more observation than we do experiencing. And if we're going to talk about physical experience, what about all the language we use? Those are all their own individual experience. We just take it for granted. When we speak, there's sounds and frequencies involved in all of that. And that affects the environment way more than actually using your hands to get down in the ground and planting a seed, especially when you realize, are you truly the vessel? You spend your whole lifespan feeding and sheltering a vessel. That is it really you? I know you got to steward it, but is it you? This is the age of about sharing information. Now, this is not a golden age where you're going to actually be able to have understanding and maybe some discernment. But if there is doers, yes, go do it. There's a lot of people going into military. That's doing. Is that productive? Maybe you have to ask each individual person. There's people that have actually gone out of the way to do this technology, and we're getting to use it. If a person don't want to get caught up in just talking, then remove yourself. Go do something. Help kids across the street. Go play basketball. Do charity. There's a lot of things you could do, but remember, we're human beings first and foremost. The doing part is what we got into trouble sometimes because we never back check ourselves. How useful is it to build cities? And for who? How important is it to live out in the country? And for who? How does that serve? People don't want to hear that because they just want to fucking bitch and complain. Because we live in an age of technology where you can see how other people live. And thinking, oh, fuck, I wish I could live that way. Well, if you didn't see that TV, you wouldn't know that existed. We wouldn't even know poverty existed. And it's not a new world order. It's just recontrolling the human race. They're never going to control the world. It's quite wonderful with or without our existence. Anyway.
That's it. Do you ever think there was a time where we was never controlled, or do you think we've always been controlled?
I would lean more towards London, towards manipulation, but people can interpret that as control. If a person truly thinks they can control anything, then why do they even go to sleep? That's an illusion that's been fed to us. You know, we can't control the wind, we can't control the water. We can manipulate and put it in a container. So has there ever been a time? I don't know. That's an endless loop, I guess, at that point in London. I can give you all kinds of possibility, but would it satisfy anybody? Probably not.
Yeah, I don't know, man. The more I even think about this reality, I think like it's always been under pressure. Maybe those times when that been spoke of golden age where everybody was living in harmony, maybe it's never ever been like that. Maybe it's always been some type of experiment type shit.
Who were those people that lived in the cave for 40, that every time and survived for 40,000 years? That's my question. And why did they live like that?
The Aborigines, they was living off the land. Yeah, they was living off the land. Their folklore is quite old. They have a quite a deep connection with the earth itself. The Aborigines. You know, even down to the Tasmanians as well. No longer with us.
Thanks.
Yeah, very interesting. That part of the world is fascinating. Yeah, very fascinating. 420 if you got that shit. Grand old chat room. Maximus in the building. Ants in the building. Good stuff, good stuff. 420 if you got that shit. Changes. I'm trying to make a change. I said this will be my last year of 420 in now, so I'm getting it in while it's here. I'm getting it in. Even I've been thinking about cutting down on my lives as well. I'm probably just gonna do like probably Fridays with TML and just start doing more uploads. Maybe little special events I might pop out just like today with Bonacci and Jesse. Catch me at little events like this, but other than that, yeah, I might just do uploads on Fridays and special moments like Bonacci.
Apologise for getting a bit shitty. Dom, apologise for getting a bit shitty.
I love your passion, Dean. It's okay. I don't take it personally. I hear you. Like I said, I'm always going to hear you. And I'm only one person. You know, I could have been an artist painting all the time. That's not going to help poverty unless I'm going to play with fiat currency. So again, I hear you. You're doing your part. Well done, Dean.
There you go. There you go. Good stuff. Good stuff. Fools and tools in the building. There you go. 313 in the place to be. Good stuff. Grand old chat room. Grand old chat room. Hey, it's been going down over here as well, man. There's been riots and shit been happening. Like since this Trump stuff, I don't even really speak on these type of people, but I noticed since this little thing happened the other day, it's caused ripples over here into the UK now. There's riots happening. There's police being brought to the streets in flocks. Like it's crazy. I hope they don't start doing this martial law stuff or applying that pressure. That it'll be too much. It'll be too much. Too much. Crazy.
It's fucking crazy, right? I was thinking about it this morning, these laws and bylaws. And how many people, my dad's day, were in the government. And Dad used to say, the best bugger to be in the government should be the guy that fixes the potholes in the road.
He's not lying. He's not lying.
And then, you know, like, you just look at that and then you just sort of like think about how our political system is run today. It's just out the gate. I mean, you got all these young pollies up there, and they've all got their bloody hands out, picking up some kind of pay packet. And we just don't realise just how many there are that are actually finding ways to broaden the horizons of the price to the camp. And I know I'm laughing ironically, but most of our problems exist around these bloody, what do they call them, back beaches who run around with pens changing bylaws. It's bloody changing the bylaws. It's just incredible. And yeah, it's it's just a little back beaches sitting there changing bylaws. That's our biggest problem.
Of old, when they had civil unrest, they would actually reinforce it or tame it down with civil wars. So now they have martial, I call it policies because it's not even laws, with the United Nations. If they ever implement martial policies or laws, you can't have your own citizens applied on you. So you would have to have a foreign nation do martial law in each country. Here in Canada, we already got a standing military. It's called the British Army. We just don't see them.
As soon as you see the blue hats coming in, basically you're on it.
So you would call them martial policies? Is that what you're saying?
Well, because letters of the laws is a totally different story. It's kind of erroneous to think that we're making laws where laws are basically land, air, water, and space, and it actually monitors over nature, which is wild and untamed. We've become domestified as a species.
Okay.
You know, what holds the water in, you know, from going into inland? Those are laws. What humans do are policies. So again, it'd be one of those things. History will repeat itself. Most people, it'll be their own civils. I don't know, like using the word, but this is what they classify as our own citizens would be meant with doing it to them, to each other. This is why when countries fight against their police officers, you're actually hating your own children because they work for those systems. And the parents just didn't educate them, said, do you really want to be a police officer? What do you mean? Because you're not actually here to protect us. You're here to protect them. This goes back to monarchy days. People will gladly sell themselves out for comforts. And then we'll get back to, go ahead.
Yeah, they sell their souls.
Now, as far as I'm concerned, when you look at how the system is run, it's the machine doing it. And I had this conversation with Machine Lai, so I guess I'm going to elaborate a little in that he's Charles Walls. Salutes to Charles Walls. Big shout out to Charles Walls. It was him that put me on to a couple of movies that have kind of shifted my perspective a little bit on things.
Mm-hmm.
And those two movies were the first one was 9, and it's about puppets.
Yeah, I've seen that
And
one.
they've made a cloth or something. Have you seen that one?
Yeah.
And yeah, they are all sent back basically into the world where the machine is running everything. And they're just trying to keep away from it. They realise that they're actually being attacked by it, and they try and run away from it. And the machine just pursues them. But eventually, they come to the conclusion that they finally get to the recorded message, which was that they were meant to have gotten from the very beginning, but each one of them missed, was to listen to the message, and that was to turn the bloody machine off, right? Basically. And so right at the end, they finally got the message, but was to turn the machine off. And that was the first movie. And then the other movie that he got me to watch really just basically became, the second marker, so to speak, and that was bloody Godzilla. And Godzilla was now up against the most mightiest of Godzillas, this technical Godzilla, a machine Godzilla. And that machine Godzilla was going to destroy the living Godzilla, the fleshly one. And I thought, whoa, eh? How did they fix that? They turned the machine off. Two markers that told me, and two movies that I've watched full, entire, and understood, and broke down in my own mind. Not these other ones that people watch every day, but these are movies that I've looked at, and two markers showed me the machine was in the hot seat here, and now I'm discussing it again, and I think that is the third strike, and I feel that we are up against the machine.
Yeah, I definitely think the machine is at hand. Machine's definitely playing a part. But what excuse me, what type of machine would we be talking, and what type of scale of machine would we be talking?
Well, I mean, I've been a radical in thinking, all sorts of radical thoughts on meeting this understanding. I tell you, I mean, I'm a defender of all. I was, I was thinking, well, how do you defend against this thing, And so my immediate thought was hackers. We need hackers, and and so I think this is going to be something that I know that we have just started. I know that's content. I know this is going to be a huge amount of content. Um, uh, just being here at the moment, I know that you've got a bit of a following, even though you might not get that you've got a lot of people watching at the moment. I know you'll get a lot of views, and I've already worked out all that stuff. But the thing is here is that we have, I call it identified the enemy. For years, I listened to the band, and I used to have it in my car. You had the tape, and then the bloody thing. It was one of those uh, um, things that just bugger off. Die was one of those things that die, and you never get another one of it, and you should do. But anyway, it was probably just it spent enough time in my head. I guess that was his piece. But I think everything happens for a reason, and I think that the thoughts and the things that your mind dwell on are all part of the pieces of the puzzle. And so when now I'm talking about Rage Against the Machine song, Know Your Enemy was playing, and you talk about the pressure of the system, and I thought to myself, who is my enemy? I want to know my enemy. Who is it? Let me come face to face with it. Let me come face to face with it. I have asked for it regularly, daily, and now I believe I see it. I believe I'm face to face with it. I believe we all are. Just haven't opened our eyes enough to see it.
Rage Against the Machine. Yeah.
The machine is that we have to find a way of stopping the machine, or it will find a way of stopping us.
Rage Against the Machine or the program?
Somebody made something made the program, and it happened a long time before even our let's say that since AD time before AD even. How do you stop a program like that when you don't even know what it is?
Don't even know the weak spots.
Exactly.
That's why, I mean, even to know your enemy, like you really have to know your enemy. And how can you fight your enemy if you don't even know your enemy? Really?
Well, the first thing you don't do is turn away from it. First thing you do is you hold its gaze, because usually your enemy, if you're a person out in the natural environment, becomes whatever it is your predator, whoever's going to predate on you. And so you've got to be able to hold its gaze. That's the first thing. If you cannot hold its gaze, it will have you over.
The concept of your enemy, you're better off seeking who's your friend. The reason why they talk about keeping their enemies closer, because they understand human behavior and they know it will rebel. So if you know who your friends are, then you'll find out who your true enemies are. They're probably few in numbers both ways, but that's usually an internal thing.
Probably only the one. The enemy is the machine. That's what I'm getting down to.
So the vessel, our vessel.
No, the machine. This machine that runs us.
Sorry, you have to elaborate, Dean. What are we talking about when you say machine? You're talking about Earth, Gaia. You're talking about the air.
There's got to be something that keeps the sun and the moon running in a toroidal field that is so precise that it keeps time to only a few hours separate, or even now less, because time's speeding up.
So a collective beings that work together to create
So
that.
what caused that? What made that thing? What made that thing so it could become this point where we are now pressured?
Sorry, you were phasing out there, Dean. Please let's share that again.
Are you saying there's no pressure?
But I'm trying to grasp.
Mic check. Mic check.
Can you hear me, London?
I can hear you.
Dean?
Just
Okay. Oh, you're back again.
my mic was dropping.
There you go, Dean.
Yeah, you're back.
So sorry, what's the machine?
The enemy is the machine because it knows how to manipulate the conversation.
Okay. Same manipulation that's done to water?
Hearing me in certain parts, so it knows how to manipulate us. I'm aware that I am based on it. And one day, a lot of people are going to say that they are.
Oh, gone.
I'm trying to grasp whether or not he's talking about technology, something how to create that or make it, which is humans. And what I know is most humans just don't know how to work together. So who is really our friend, let alone our enemy? Especially when you don't live outside of that vessel. It might be somebody that it's not what they don't like. And again, now we're using our eyes. We're using our senses to perceive what we think our enemies are. Can it harm the vessel? A lot of us are doing that already to ourselves by going to grocery stores and thinking, okay, what poison am I going to eat in those grocery stores? Or go to McDonald's, or put yourself in environments where there's Wi-Fi. So in a way, whoever we are, we're the enemy to the vessel, hence the machine. But if we think there's some outside source, then we have to stay away from being underneath train tracks, under planes, being in planes. It sounds very hypocritical at that point. It's easy to point fingers to others, but never take accountability for oneself. How many people say they don't drink fluoride, but yet they'll shower in it? It's kind of humorous.
What gives the right of sufferance, and why the continued pressure?
Okay. So what's suffering?
And why not? And why not say? And why not be truthful as a constabulary to say that there is an event that happens every so many thousand years? Why is there so much mystery to giving out full knowledge? What is it about the program that feels that we need to be dumbed down in order to control the thing?
Well, suffering is more, Dean, in the attachments than it is in the resistance to pain. So most people enjoy their comforts. So that's the attachment. Just keep in mind the word mint. That gives it away a lot of times. So now, knowing that knowledge is a good start to know things. We all have the ability to learn thousands of languages. We choose not to.
But if you go to the, if you look at the Aboriginal people, they were very simple. They didn't look at looking into machinery or mechanization or industrialization.
Again, Dean, unless you lived in those communities or at least go inwards, you realize they would at least respect their wise people, their shamans, their mystics. Most communities do not respect the people that truly, when they understand and educate, that they have certain people among them that have gifts. So what ends up happening, and most people live like they're in a puppy mill.
But they didn't dig into the earth. They didn't dig into the earth and make a mine and suck all the bloody goodness out of it.
Okay, well, at that point, Dean, once we get that out of the system, we're all contributing in a lot of ways. Do you drive a car? Do you drive a tractor?
No, do you know, Dom?
No, it's not about me, Dean.
There's a mine called Tinto, and it mines iron. And it has destroyed that cavern. That cavern in the Pilbara looked after a group of people for 40,000 bloody years. And it's gone and been destroyed by technology and the digging up of the mine of earth. Crikey, Dom. Do you not see that that's a bloody
Okay, Dean, I could talk about the immediate.
It's a blatant show of hand.
Okay, Dean, I could talk about the immediate, about how civilization has actually interfered with nature's paths.
Do you want to watch something in about half an hour?
Yeah. Again, Dean, we can use any kind of examples. I can put many zeros and say that we've affected all kinds of trees and all that kind of stuff. But for most people, in a practical sense, they're not even aware of that stuff. So until they become aware, most people are going to be caught up in belief systems, dogmas. Commerce is the main dogma.
I know one thing for sure, Dom, that our conversation is going to be heard. And I know that you know as well that 1 and 1 makes 2. And it might not take today, and it might not be tomorrow.
Mm-hmm. Well, people are going to use excuses after. Conscious ignorance is not going to help us, but most of us are. Once you wake up, you're in that ignorant state, unless you go inwards and you go into that ever so subtle sleep where you can get stillness and silence, and then you can truly listen. Most of us have been bombarded with our hemispheres. Most people aren't even going to use their midbrain. They're going to be very scholarly or scribe, and that's entertainment. Now, if they want to be attuned to nature, people are going to have to go inwards. You've done the work, Dean, but you're few in numbers. There could be millions, but you're still few in numbers. The rest of us, whether we know it or not, are being entertained with ourselves. We're being amused by ourselves. Just because we know how to fucking speak doesn't mean we really understand how those frequency works when we speak, let alone when we write, let alone people that do Braille or sign language. Fucking numbers too. Numbers have energy to it, but most people just know how to use it. That's indoctrination, and most of us are under that influence. So that's what you're up against, Dean. If you really want to be aware what you're up against.
Sorry, I'm just...
Okay, later, Dean.
Okay.
There you go. What twin have you got that?
So you're gonna give up, are you? You're gonna finish up with the weed?
Sorry, are you talking to me, Dean? Sorry.
That's my goal. That's my goal. That's my goal. Mm-hmm.
It probably could be out of good, actually. I really do feel that. I think that it'll give you. It's like to me, a change is like a holiday, and a holiday is like gives you a whole new perspective, different ways to look at things, and yeah, I think it's a good idea. I think we all should do things like that often. We should just, take take that chance and jump in at the deep end and do something that's is a consciously hard decision. And it is. Giving up anything is it's like shaking one shackle of addiction, because this place is just loaded with it. We're all addicted to something, and even communication is an addiction, and some of us are addicted. I mean, I've become addicted to communication
Hey,
online.
you're not wrong there. Communication is definitely an addiction. I've noticed with some people. Yeah.
Yeah. So I know that's real. I mean, I'm a naturally addicted person, so I recognise addictions as soon as they come within my field. And yeah, I've always, since I first realised that I was an addict and I admitted it and really understood it, I know now that I can recognise other forms of addiction, and you know, it's a horrible thing, but I would say that we are born into addiction basically at birth, because our mothers carry the nourishment of their own addiction, and so we're kind of we're born addicts, and some might be in denial of that. But I can tell you, I feel it. I feel like it's the truth. Yeah,
That's it. You got control those feelings. Those feelings will get you into trouble.
yep. Yeah, no, I can do that. I can do it. But yeah, no, it is. It's a big thing. Um, Addiction. We bear our children to the earth, but we bear them to with an already implanted addiction. And maybe we're getting down to the real crux of why there is pressure and why there is a machine. And like Dom said, why there is a program to keep it like that. Because we are all indirectly born as addicts. And, you know, wants to mess with my words. But yeah, I feel that we are born addicts, all of us. And we just, we excel ourselves in one field of dynamic to another. And it's just the highest state of alcoholism. I can even hear a person on a panel who's been drinking, because I'm an addict. And I was a alcoholic for most of my entire life, so I can recognise other alcoholics as soon as I hear them.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a lot of people coming onto panels now who feel that their alcoholism is worth merit, that they might be able to speak from that because it gives them courage. But I can tell them that they are not being themselves, and they are not true to themselves by being an alcoholic and thinking that some kind of alcohol is going to be a spirit, some kind of spirit is going to be your own voice. I can tell you that now. People want to wake up to that fact. not just giving up weed. I would give up alcohol long before I gave up weed. I have given. I've given up alcohol. I don't have it every day. If somebody offers it me, I can have a beer now, and then I can, leave it alone. At one stage, one beer led to two, led to three, went right through until I was completely broke. But now I've got a lot of control on it, and I can sometimes, if somebody talks me into two or three, I might my what do you call it? Confidence might fold, and I might give way, and I do. I have failed my decision to be me and to stand up for me and to be responsible. I've faltered, of course. But, coming back to the reality, Gia.
Your volume's coming in a bit low, Dino.
Coming back to the reality
There you go.
of realizing how we can become think we are. Oh, hang on, doing it badly. I'll fix that. I'll put my earphones in.
You was okay just a second ago. I think your mouth must have drifted away from the mic for a sec.
Oh, okay. I've got it at the same place. I've got a little holder to hang on to the phone because I've found that some kind of radiation fixed my hand. But anyway, so as I mean, alcohol controls the mind. It's a spirit, and I think we don't fully really realize just what spirits are or how they affect us. And I think it comes from our addiction. I think it's the addiction that that is like. I think because we have such it. I think the idea of living, has such an innate desire to be alive that it will defend itself to the greatest. And so when you're in a alcohol state, you or in a state of addiction, you're not completely you. I think that's the real thing. It's I think that's what we've got to look at is are we being true to? If you're an addict of some kind, then you're not being the true you, and you can't speak from the true you if you're speaking from a point of some type of addiction.
But to kick the addictions, you've got to start with yourself, man.
Well, that's right. That's what I say. And I mean, when I gave up alcohol, I'd get to 3 or 4, and I'd lost it. Right? My what do they call it? What do you call that state of mind when you when you make a decision?
Often or conscious awareness.
Make a conscious
Conscious
thing.
decision.
So, you know, I mean, it's basically, it's making the conscious effort to say that I will be responsible for me, right?
Mm-hmm.
And, so I know I've got a little addiction going on with sugar. It's a fact. It's a hard one to kick, but one with weed.
Yeah.
I've got one with tobacco. I haven't had a smoke for ages, but I've wanted one, and I can easily suck on the end of it. I could be the sucker on the end of a bloody cigarette at the moment. That's a fact. So I'm addicted to cigarettes. There's no doubt about that, and I probably haven't made that conviction of the heart for it. I think that's what we're talking about. It's a conviction, isn't it? It's when you make a conviction that you're not going to let that rule you. When you're not going to be ruled. I think that's the thing, is you ruled, right? Are you really ruled? Do you really allow something else to be the ruler of your ship? And I mean, I wrote that down last night on a piece of paper. I think I even answered somebody's comment.
You know, your volume's coming low again.
Oh, I just, I kind of, I know I'm using soundboard. I'm using my voice as a soundboard. I realize. And it's like the mind uses the ears of the conversation that it hears from the voice. It's like a three-way street, really. The mind. Yeah. Yeah, it's interesting. But I think that's the thing, is having that conscious conviction at the part is where we can make an effort for change, and that's what I was talking about before, how you can make a conscious decision to just radically say, right, I'm going that way. And by doing that, often we find that it's not the end of something. It's usually the beginning of something new and far more important for us. So really, I mean, we're probably doing ourselves a favour by becoming unaddicted to the things that our parents were, even through the umbilical cord. I don't know how to explain why the umbilical cord was around my neck as a baby being born. I don't know what would had caused such a thing to want that not to happen, but it might be the same kind of thing that causes us to be an addict or thing. So it's the mind, isn't it? So we can look at that as the
Yeah.
mind. Yeah.
Yeah, it's all in the mind. It's all in the mind. Yeah. Mm. I tell you this much though. I mean, this year has been a big reveal for me, man. Especially with the type of work I've been researching and the things I've been looking out for. Right, a lot of things is getting revealed. I've noticed with like the flat Earth stuff, nothing's getting revealed with the flat Earth stuff. It's just the same stuff. I'm getting more stuff with the Hollow Earth. I'm getting more of a connection with the Hollow Earth.
Of course, and that's going to. The thing is that I mean, it had to be done. It had to be done. Um, I'm glad that I mean, it's just a lot of pressure on you. A lot of pressure. I know that for a fact that there are times that you would have suffered because of this, and this is something that is part of that conscious decision thing. I think, but we really needed to get past just the flat plane because flat Earth to me it was like saying this is the final and we've got all the answers, and to me that's an ego thing as well. So bloody salutes to you, bloody salutes to you, bro. Yeah.
Yeah, the more I've been looking into it, it's taking me down more of a hollowness. It's crazy. The shit I've been finding out, mental. I put together a short little how would you call it? A short little video. It's the Beast Files Part 2. I'm probably going to show that tomorrow with a few other things. But yeah, that's just a tip of the iceberg, But yeah, I found out something very interesting with the sun. It was what I've been saying, but they just kind of confirmed it
What's that?
with the sun possibly being the optic nerve at the back.
The optic nerve at the back of the eye, where the light first comes out of the black hole.
Correct. Correct. Yeah, it's interesting. Very interesting.
You like to elaborate on that?
No, I'm gonna leave that one there. Actually, I'll leave that one there. I ain't gonna give too much away on that. 'Cause I don't know who's listening, to be honest.
We come back to that one. Yep.
Yeah, we're definitely gonna come back to that. I can talk to you behind closed doors with that one. But, yeah, not on main stage. Not while I haven't put it together yet. But they showed me. They showed me. So
Um, mhm. Aye. Well, that shows me something too. Yeah.
That's wild, man. I've noticed everything they've
I
been speaking.
believe that the machine is a very clever thing.
The what machine did you say?
Yeah, the machine is a very clever, I won't call it an animal. I'll call it an entity at this stage. The machine is a very clever thing. And I've been talking to the machine. I said that one of the greatest tricks, and I feel the machine is doing, is that it has convinced the world it's nothing really. It's not here and nothing to worry about. But I think it's hidden itself in technology. Yeah. And I think it's very clever. And of course, it's going to take very clever people to unveil it.
Bit more volume, do you know?
I think that we all played a part in the reveal, Adrian. And yeah.
But what regime are we talking?
I know I've got a lot of eyes watching me because of what the machine is directing. So I can feel that, and I've laughed when I've been an alcoholic. I laugh ironic, and I know the world is a staged show, but I feel like there has been many eyes reflected upon me as a particular person for some reason, and I've driven highways, I've walked mountains, and I've stood on the top, and I've asked the same question: but why should I live to be an old person? Or why should I live? Why should I live? Is there something here for me? And now I see many eyes watching me, and I think to myself that this was designed, that there was something doing this, and it's my enemy, and I believe that I am face to face with it, and now it's coming time where they're going to say that I'm the evil one that should be destroyed. This is what they're going to try and suggest to people, and it's interesting how the machine has the ability to work the whole show. It can manipulate everything. It will even put pictures in people's faces, and they will do things against another human on account of their understanding.
Rage Against the Machine, bro. Listen, I'm gonna start to shut him down. Actually, this machine don't want to give it too much of my time. This bloody machine. That's the thing. We fight
I'm,
against this machine, but we give it a lot of our time, don't we?
I'm staring face to face with this machine. I know I am.
Any final word before we get out of here, Dino?
Yeah. I hope everyone is well, and that this has been an eventful live, and hopefully we get to see and learn more about it. Yeah, I'm intrigued. I was only a couple of weeks back. I said to Maureen, I'm over it. We can separate. I'm sick of doing all this. I was going to throw the towel in. We've even separated. I mean, to the point where I'm sitting in a different bedroom. I've been living alone for weeks now.
Okay. Listen.
I just know. Just knows. Has kept me that time for a time home and for a reason. And I've got all eyes on me. And I'm not afraid.
That's it. Live without fear. In the words of Jack Talcott.
I think I shall see greater things yet to come.
Yeah, I agree. So much to unveil. So much to rediscover. So much.
I think it's rediscovering. That's right. I think the word is that sentence, that typo, rediscovery, um, is probably the most profound word to think about, really, in what we're faced with at the moment. You know, is we're rediscovering um, how the pressure came about. You know, and to me, it's coming from the machine. That's what I reckon. But somebody had to have programmed it. So if somebody had to have programmed it, you know, there's some pretty smart programmers out there. We know for a fact that um, certain gateways have been put into place by viruses. I don't have to speak much more than saying that, I would say. And these people have got a lot of what would you call getting Microsoft to work the way it did. There's a certain type of rediscovery going on there of abilities. You know, I don't know whose or whether they were their own. That's another good question, isn't it? Whether You know, like a Swiss watchmaker. After about 4 generations, that great great grandchild can just, you know, fall out of its mother's womb and start making Swiss watches. You know, you just got to wonder if you know that every reincarnation is going to happen, rediscovery. You know, and we're going to all find out what our path was when the program got put together. Maybe that's it. You know, they were all part of a program that was put together, and you know, a person who, like yourself, proficient at being able to edit, you know, has a part to play, and myself, who can dig into the depths of my mind and relate being a person and be defensive and be um, you know, on the other hand, you know, I know I'm at that center stage, you know, and it's like man against the machine when you're ready to put me like in that chair. But anyway, it's yeah, unveiling itself, you know, the reveal, the rediscovery. It might be that the original mind and the original I was mine.
Someone's eye.
Well, mine to begin with, you know, and that shock treatment and all sorts of horrific things have happened, and I got a bit to think about them. But Ants had a little hey, salutes, Ants. Um, it had a little video and it had this like um, oh yeah, well, actually it was several sort of things, but the first was a body that was being sort of like sorry, Ants, sorry. Anyway, I think you're smart by doing it, and please don't be disappointed in with me. I will definitely not give out your name. I'll just call you Ants. But you know, he said he didn't want to put his name to the video, and look, I tell you, Ants, you're part of this, and don't you go thinking you're not. And so anyway, the video was about this. There was this these all these statues. It was like an underground temple. I wouldn't be surprised if it was an underground actual underground thing. Not you know, it's like, well, people were standing in there, people were taking photos, but you know, there was this all these statues, and they were porcelain almost to look at. They were all white. I know it's going to break up on me. It's trying. Um, but these should plug it in. I've been a bit of a hermit. I'm stuck in my bedroom. That is stupid, isn't it? But anyway. Um, yeah, so there's this place for this temple. Oh man, I mean, it really did shake and shift my mind. And I saw how they portrayed it as being greys. There was a little section of it. Oh, hang on, I'll go through the first part. They portrayed it as these porcelain type statues, and one of them was Jesus with a kind of blanket, a shroud. That's right, a shroud. They called it a shroud thrown over him, and the crown of thorns was placed at the side of his body by his feet. I tried to check out wherever they showed, because it was quite detailed. Under the veil, the shroud was the body, and the thing is that the body had, you could see visible parts of it. Like you could almost see the veins through the shroud that would have showed up on parts of its legs. You could see muscular parts on the legs and arms, and even the nose was prominent, on the face. But the thing about it, what I got from it was how, anyway, we'll get back to that, I suppose. And then there was, like, coming back to the entrance of the place. There was two cabinets, and they were about 6 feet, if I remember the figure. And these two beings were in it. And one that they focused on was meant to be feminine, the female, and the whole body looked like it had its skin removed and all its body. And so just the skeleton and the veins and the sort of like the nervous system was remaining. And I thought to myself, God, imagine that having been done to a person. And it could be part of what we're talking about here, but the horrificness of it was so bizarre, but so surreal. I mean, I identified to it. And yeah, so getting back to that person could be me. I mean, imagine if I had been, that was me in that cabinet, or that was my wife, that was our family that had been ripped up by some alien being. And this is the next part of the video, which is I'll relate now, is where a person, and I think it's a movie. I'm not sure what the name of it is. I'm sure people will know. But the guy is being operated on by looks like greys, and they've got this body and this person. He's on the table. He can't move, and he's screaming, and he's trying to shake himself free. And they throw this blanket like a shroud, like a veil, almost like the same kind of thing that you would see with statues. Because now his whole body was like turning to stone or something, and it was just incredible. And how the technology of it worked, you could put it together in your head, but just the idea of it is that they were using it like a physical shackle to cover the body so that he couldn't actually do anything. And then they got this gooey black substance and rammed it in his throat. It was like, what would you describe it as? Probably some kind of kid's jelly with Play-Doh or something, some kind of combination like that. But anyway, it was all gelatinous. Like, no, I know. Aliens got that bloody stuff coming out of his mouth. It was all that sort of darkish colour. And they chucked that in his mouth. And then they throw in this device behind it. And it sort of goes down into his gut. And it's got a little attachment at the end of it. And then one of them, these greys or whatever they are, they slam this bloody needle type device on the side of his neck, which obviously attaches to the base of his spine. That's what you were talking about, where the spine meets the bottom of the cranium, is it? Where the pineal gland, this thing attaches, the nerves that attach to that. Because it's all a nervous system, right? And so that's what they've done. They shoved that bloody thing right into the center. I mean, we see it in movies where they did it with that whale, where they got inside its mouth and they chucked that bloody machine onto its tongue and rammed that bloody thing into its head, and it sucked out the juice, That was an Avatar movie, I think. But anyway, that was early on in your series, eh? Yeah. But anyway, getting back to, am I being heard?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Yeah. So getting back to where I was so this play to me was like a revisit, like I felt like like I wasn't afraid of it, and I felt like I'd revisited something that was part of something. So yeah, it's interesting that that I feel like this journey sort of opening itself up to how the pressure came about in the first place, and how the machine got to be one that got to be programmed to do so, That's my breakdown so far, I guess.
Yeah, it'd be a mindfuck if we came from the machines.
Ooh. Well, then we'd realise probably that at one point there would have been a beautiful, pristine Earth, and we'd get to that recovery point and go, that's it, we're switching the fucking thing off, right?
Hey, I need to get out of here though. Time's approaching now.
Okay, well, choice. Thanks very much for having me up, and I hope people have put up with me.
Thanks for joining.
Yeah.
Thanks for joining.
I guess I can cook when I want to, eh?
Oh yes. Randall Chapman.
It's been a long time coming today. I tell you, there's going to be a lot more, I know. Take it easy, bro.
Nice one, my man. Thanks for joining, Dino. Appreciate you.
Well, there, if you want to get in touch with me, just give me a bell. But you talk for behind the scenes, it'd be good. Yeah.
Good stuff.
Okay. Good.
Definite.
Later. See you when I'm looking at you.
There you go. Good stuff. That's Dino, my man Dino. Much love, Dino. Like I said, man, hey, I got some things to show you guys. I got some things to show you. Right? Plain sight. In plain sight again. We got the Beast Files Part 2. I'm probably gonna either upload it for you guys tomorrow, or I'll either show it tomorrow. Go live, get a few people over here. I think Machine said he'll probably pass over again, so there's a few things to go over, man. But if not, then yeah, as Dino would say, see you when I'm looking at you. Look after yourself. Love over war. London. Lay low.